Well, good evening and welcome to It's Happening Out, the world's most popular live gay television talk show. We're broadcasting live, and then we're available on demand, and we're available on Roku, Apple Television, Android Television, Amazon Fire TV, and of course, YouTube and Facebook. It's 9 p.m. Wednesday, January 25th, 2023. I'm your anchor, Al Ferguson. Welcome to Season 4 of the first LGBTQ plus talk show of its kind in the world. We are going to laugh and play through our LGBTQ plus world next on It's Happening Out.
This week on It's Happening Out. Happening out tonight with your hosts, gay guru Al Ferguson, lesbian activist FayWhat, pansexual leather daddy Elimination, drag queen and comedian Auntie Maine, Latino muscle bear Jonathan Casanas, Gen Z political advocate Max Venning, Gen Z bear and actor Cameron Glass, leadership coach and leather sir Mark Moffitt, Indo-Caribbean artist Trinidadi, Muslim American communications exec Kal Gajraj. It all starts right now, live on It's Happening Out.
Well, as you can see, the Season 4 cast is the most diverse in our history. And thanks for joining us. It's Happening Out is part of one of the largest LGBTQ plus media companies in America. Hotspots Magazine has been documenting the LGBTQ plus experience for 38 years. That's older than you, Cameron, by the way. I'm not sure if you knew that. And Happening Out Television Network has been bringing you daily LGBTQ plus news, talk shows, and more for 4 years. We operate in the same model of PBS and NPR. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. I'm hoping we accomplish that tonight. We'll see. First, TikTok. It has become the top source for viral content on the internet. You can find everything there from recipes, hot guys, and vacation clips. And by the way, nothing says vacation like a cruise on the cruise brand Virgin Voyages. Virgin has been an iconic supporter of the LGBTQ plus community for many, many years, and Virgin Voyages brings that to an entire new level as your number one choice of an LGBTQ plus vacation experience. Value is the word. A value that includes being an adult-only cruise, Wi-Fi, all food from 20-plus eateries, tips, group workouts, and even essential drinks, all included. And that's value. And their values are also self-evident as Virgin Voyages fights for equality and the right to be seen, heard, and included. This is why Virgin Voyages is part of our best TikTok of the week. So each week at It's Happening Out, we are going to show you our favorite TikTok video. And there was a clear winner this week. When Kristen and Ariana sing Over the Rainbow from
Somewhere over the rainbow, way high, there's something that I've heard of once in a lullaby.
Can we say wicked? Ooh, it's coming. What do y'all think? Ariana and then Chenoweth comes in and does the duet with her and harmonizes with her as she does it. Damn, the girl's talented.
I can't tell exactly from watching that, but it sounds like Kristen Chenoweth is coming in at a full octave higher than Ariana to harmonize with her.
It's a fourth. darling. It's a fourth.
The fourth of what? Vodka? What?
Well, I said correct me if I'm wrong. It don't happen.
and he corrected you, right?
There's a
added in the
musician at the
correction.
table. So the floor is yours,
He
bitch.
added in the correction, darling, to make the
Darling.
sugar go down. Oh,
He swallows well.
yeah. Oh.
My God.
We're going to talk about that later in Best
Yeah,
Friends.
that segment is coming up.
I'm super excited about this because Wicked is also coming down to Miami at the Art Center
Mm-hmm. I
in
have tickets
February,
already.
so I'm totally excited to see that. But this is also exciting because Kristen Chenoweth was in the original version of Wicked, and of
Mm-hmm.
course Ariana Grande is just a fantastic singer. So it's kind of nice just to see them both in this type of element.
Well, and I've never given Ariana so much credit. I haven't for her talent. And then you put her next to Kristen, that is just incredibly incredible, who I've been watching forever. Wicked probably has been around for what, 3 decades or more? Probably not even the age that Ariana is.
In the 90s.
You know? And she's there belting out that song. They're not easy songs.
Yeah.
I only do them when I'm drunk in karaoke, and that never worked out well, you know?
Well, they're not, but it's also like in the style of which they do it. It's always like a little bit of a, when they add their own style.
I'm sorry, it's
a
what?
little, like a little thing.
Ay, un ching.
It's a shame our sound can't capture what I just heard in my ear.
But like they're so different. The fact that they were able to make that song work and that little kind of TikTok happen, it's kind of impressive. But I also am a little scared that Ariana's gonna take away from Glinda for me. You know what I mean? Like I'm already tied in with Kristen Chenoweth that I feel like this is gonna ruin my whole vibe of what Glinda is.
Yeah, but that's how I felt about Idina Menzel in Rent, okay? And then
Yeah.
somebody else played her, and I was like, you suck! You know, like, you're not Maureen! And like, people were like, yo, shut up! You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, come on, it's Ariana. And I mean, and
I know.
again, let's talk about this video real quick, because this TikTok wasn't done together. This is a duet. So
Yeah.
that means Ariana put her video up, and then Kristen had to come and just follow it impromptu, no fixing, no editing, no going back or nothing, because it just
Yeah.
goes live.
It's called The
Coño,
Girl
that
is
is
Talented.
talent!
And you know, pointed, not to drop Mike, Faye is going, I got my tickets for Miami. I am what is called a Wicked Grand Slam. Do you know what a Wicked
does
Grand
that mean?
Slam
Yeah,
And
is?
you
seen
slept with everybody on the couch?
A Wicked Grand Slam is that you have seen Wicked in London, New York, Toronto, and Los Angeles.
I don't care. I saw it in New York. That's all I need to see.
Yeah, all right.
I saw it with the original cast in
Me
New
too.
York.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all and here in Miami. Does Miami count?
And
Does Miami count? Can we
are,
fix
are
that?
you are you team white or team green in Wicked when you saw it?
I was Team Green.
Me too.
You know, and
Alphabet all day. Alphabet all day. All day, baby.
We like the bad girls, don't we?
Yeah.
We
why we have Faye here.
want to love the bad girl.
yeah,
but it's the misunderstood.
It's one of the reasons I like Faye.
Yeah.
But just think about the Defying Gravity song that we all love. You know, I mean, God, it's just like, okay, I'm going to be who I am. I'm not going to follow your direction. I don't care who you are behind that curtain. I'm going to be me.
You know, Ariana began to show her chops to do Wicked when she did the remix of the sampling from The Sound of Music and My Favorite Things, you know, that song that she
Yeah.
did. Because she began to show, wait, she's not just a pop princess. She has the vocals.
Yeah.
And she's going to, I don't think anybody even knows how good she's going to be yet. And
No, it's not that, but she's smart. It's like you can be a good singer, but the way that you present it, like and how you put it together, like she writes her own stuff, like she stylizes her own thing. So it's kind of ingenious. She's a little smarter than we make it out to be.
Like, it makes us forget that she dated that dirty guy from SNL.
And what do you think about Brother, real quick? You can't get past.
He's a South Florida kid, you know, and he's always around.
So
But he's
is
always
she.
like, hi, I'm Ariana's
she's
brother.
local.
She went to high
Frankie.
school
With
Yeah.
me.
5 minutes for
Boca High.
Yeah. So we cheer for him because he's a local dude, but he can't really get a good break, or he doesn't have all the talent that Ariana has.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
That's interesting.
You know?
One last thing on this. What about
Watch. He's gonna be starring on our next Pride, and I'm gonna have to be like, hi, yeah, that was me who said that.
See, that's
Mr.
why
Ariana's
I'm
brother,
laughing.
how are you?
Please come to Stonewall Pride and perform. Be on the stage, because when I introduce Faye to you, I'm going to share. Oh wait, I want to show you this.
Well, funny story, Frankie and I used to be really good friends going back.
Friends or friends?
Very good friends about 20 years ago, and we had a huge falling out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I met Ariana when she was like 12 or 13, but that was the last time I saw her because we grew up here and he was always in Bolton and we'd always hang out. And like I said, we had a huge falling out, and we didn't speak
Why
since
did you
then.
have a falling out?
We just had a very big disagreement regarding
news
On
guy.
Ariana's
I know.
ponytail?
very big disagreement regarding drugs and sex and alcohol and a situation that
Needs to
you
be.
know,
And you were in
happened.
favor of all of this.
Yeah.
What do you mean he was serving?
You know, but you know, friends are made to last forever sometimes, and you know, it's whatever.
Oh, that's yeah, okay. All right, before we leave,
You're not going to be friends now, that's for sure.
all right, exactly.
We're not friends right now.
Right. Before we leave the dock with TikTok, let's think about the best place to make your next video. A Virgin Voyages cruise.
Come on, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. Loving will be easy because I like my dream. Red golden green.
Cal, what did you say about Frankie?
He's an asshole.
Thank you, Virgin Voyages. All right, I need a drink. Who's with me? Right, all right. Let's play our yes or no game called I'd Swallow That. We have played this game since season 1, episode 1, and we invite you at home to play right along with us, as I'm going to make 6 statements to our host. If they agree with the statement, they're going to pick up their shot and they're going to down it. And if they disagree, well, it's going to be a long night for everybody. All right, we ready?
Ready.
All right, let's play I'd Swallow
No
That.
hands.
No hands.
We get a
He
close up on
says
that real
that to
quick.
so many men, too. I'd Swallow That is sponsored by the LGBTQ plus community's favorite spirit brand. Bacardi is the world's most loved rum brand and a special sponsor of our nonprofit 501c3 efforts to educate, inform, and empower the LGBTQ plus community. Bacardi is as diverse as our LGBTQ community is. Our neighbors right here in South Florida, they are the world's largest privately held spirits company. Bacardi is also a legacy name in their support of the LGBTQ plus community with sponsorships, pride embracements, and deep and passionate support of our LGBTQ plus charities and causes. And that is why tonight It's Happening Out plays I'd Swallow That with our favorite rum drink, Bacardi. All right, here we go. We double dog dare you not to fall in love with this newfound Instagram handle, Dog Daddies. A place to find hot men with dogs. Yes, a perfect combination, just like mac and cheese. If you are looking for a new man, a man with a dog is a perfect place to start looking. You already know your future boyfriend is nurturing, caring, and able to take care of someone besides himself. Or you can simply spend hours scrolling and looking for hot men, one after another. Dog daddies know their audience and they know their brand. So the men are hot as AF. That's what my teleprompter says. I'm thinking something else in my head because I'm allowed to say as fuck. And the dogs are cute too. Question 1. With a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. Instagram's new Dog Daddies makes me pant.
Okay.
Cheers.
When you say it like that, it makes me not want to drink, but I'm going to drink anyway.
But isn't it to the point to literally in the gay community say, woof?
Yes. I'm a Gurg kind of guy.
Oh, there's Patches.
Oh.
He is the cutest dog ever.
That is my 12-year-old Shih Tzu. I've had him since he was 7 months old.
Cal has a contractual arrangement for us to show as many cute Cal and dog pictures as possible to get him traded out.
Listen,
He's looking for a boyfriend. That's why.
He's looking for trade, and that's to be
Oh,
figured out.
I always get that wrong. I got that wrong. Trade. I'll try to remember.
No, but I saw this story. I was super excited because I was like, wait a second, I'm single. Maybe that's what I've been doing wrong because I haven't posted a picture with Patches on any dating
Have
site.
you gone onto this IG?
Totally should.
Well, yes, I have, and like, looked at other ones. Maybe mainly dogs, like owners, which is because Patches is Shih Tzu, so I want to keep them the same. But what I saw was like, maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I haven't posted a picture with my dog.
Can I,
So now I'm gonna have to change that.
in curiosity, how do y'all react when I say dogs drool, cats rule?
I'm here for it.
God.
I hate that.
Aw.
Hate that.
Well, you know,
Dogs
Stir shit
literally
up.
do drool.
there are
Shut
people
up.
who are genuinely cat people like yourself, and usually they're people that don't know how to make friends, are usually mean, are assholes, right?
They're not going to take care of you.
And they're not going to take care of you or show love. You know, like here's the thing: if you have a dog, you have
How
to go.
deep is this read going to go? Damn.
If you have a dog, you need to go home and make sure that dog's okay,
Yeah.
right? And all of a sudden, that shows that you care about something more than just
I could
yourself.
leave my cat for 3 weeks, and by the time I got back, it would say, wait, you were gone?
That's the only thing I like about cats. Because the thing I don't like about guys who leave early to go take care of their dogs is because they're always leaving me over their dog.
Yes.
And that shit is fucked up.
But why is it messed up? They have a pet.
Sitter, bro. Get
Okay,
a sitter.
but-
Every time I'm out.
Sitter.
Okay, but that's
Well,
different.
hold up though, because this segment's about dogs. I don't want to hear about your stupid cats.
Okay, well, first of all,
drink
Al
to
was the one who
that.
mentioned that. But second of all,
Yeah.
you know, I have a doggy business. You guys know that I have a doggy boarding business, and I have
Phase
Face
for
for family.
family.
All right, I
Look
only
'em-
I only
look 'em
take
up.
gay dogs. If your dogs aren't gay,
Gay
don't send them
dogs.
over, right?
She's not kidding.
I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. Anyway, so
Jonathan's there all the
so I've had gay boys use my place as as just like a neutral territory for their dogs to meet. Okay, like these boys have been dating, and it's time that they want to cohabitate. But they're boys, their boy dogs are their babies, but just like you are with Patches. And they've come to the understanding that it's like, yes, I like you, you like me. But if these two don't get together, then it's
So
done.
wait, do any of your gay dogs have single gay parents?
That's a totally different business. That's a great idea.
It's a different
But wait a
idea.
That's a different idea.
That's
right?
what
Might be a
we
good
got
song.
to-
That's called
seriously
rent.
count.
$4.99 and we'll get everything
It's called
going.
Rent the Boy, isn't it?
Rent.
Rent pop.
That's called
Get
Rent
a
Pub.
reservation at Sawmill,
Okay.
Sawmill Campground. Get yourself a little cabin where they have the fire pit out front. Have Patches there, and if you're as close to Patches as you think, you can do with her what I did with Sparky.
Listen to him.
And that is when a guy walks by, you get the first look, and if your dog's trained well enough, you go. You make that little noise, and they go up to the guy. You go,
Wait.
I am so sorry. Oh,
You're
it's my dog. He just
Pimping your dog out?
no, the dog is
what the fuck?
acting as my pimp. But then if it's not
See how-
somebody that you want to talk to, you just go, stay. And they just stay totally there. So yeah, every time there's a hot guy, your dog gets away.
Can I
You
teach
know,
him that at
wow,
12 years old now?
And-
Oh yes.
One of the
course you
things.
can.
Wait,
You're teaching old dog
let
new
me
tricks right now.
Let me translate Mark speak.
Uh-huh.
What Mark speaks says, what he really means is he trains his boys to do this for him. He calls them his puppy.
Well, they've got the hood, they've got the
Okay.
Got it. Now we get it.
All right. All right. Here is the news we never asked for, but are grateful for nonetheless. A popular music group, the Chainsmokers, revealed that they have shared fans with one another. Speaking to the Call Her Daddy podcast, I love that already, the Chainsmokers sheepishly admitted that they've had threesomes with fans on more than one occasion. Alex Paul asked host Alex Cooper, quote, does it count if it's international? End quote. Yes, dude, it does. While Andrew Taggart said that in the early days of their music careers forced them to share hotel rooms and sometimes a single bed, which ultimately led to some of their threesomes because the quote, he said, quote, European government doesn't separate their beds, end quote. Though they confessed not having a threesome in a long time, we are sure many will be interested to be a part of it.
How often do people propose threesomes with the two of you, and how often have you accepted?
Get out of my head.
This is up to you to answer.
I don't want to answer
don't
this
answer it?
question.
It's Call Her Daddy.
How often is it proposed?
Not proposed a lot.
Seldom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's a lot of man. It's a lot of man.
But it's happened.
Does it count if it's internationally?
I'm so proud of you guys. Was it? What, did you look at each other differently that morning?
the first time?
Question 2, with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I would enjoy a threesome, especially if it was with the Chainsmokers.
Hell yeah.
I'd rather have a threesome
Yeah.
with the interview podcast
call her
girl
daddy.
and maybe her producer. I don't know. Something about this video made me like them less. Like
What?
now, like initially going in, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe I'll do a threesome with them, if I was, super drunk and straight, right? But then it's like, they're like beat red. They're
didn't wanna
talking about
admit it.
this. You know
They
what I
didn't
mean?
wanna-
And it's
That's
like,
what I like.
That's how you know
that's what you like.
Yeah, because if you're coming in like, yeah, fuck this bro, yeah, I hate that. That turns me off. But when you play shy,
You love
we are
that.
going
Yeah.
Wait,
in, boy.
we're learning that Jonathan Casanas.
I love that.
Here's the
I don't-
Is
persona.
easily deceived,
Yeah,
is what we're
exactly
learning.
I don't
here.
want to prude, but like, I want you to act like
I'm one
Yeah.
of those spiders that has this elaborate web. Come in. I got it.
But I think it's totally believable because I know other friends and stuff like that who have had threesomes, and I've been in threesomes as well with other people.
Do you
that-
like threesomes?
Yeah.
Why?
I enjoy it because I think it's just more fun, and I think the dynamic is just a little
Define
bit more.
fun.
There's a lot more to do.
It's a BOGO.
There's
Double, some would say.
BOGO.
It's a
I think
BOGO.
that's
Buy
a
one, get
BOGO,
one
but-
free.
Just, it really depends. Like in my 20s, it was a lot of fun, and I didn't remember most of them. In my 30s, I got kind of lazy, and I was like, oh, there's a lot going on. You know what I mean? And then I got selfish, where it was like, hey, girl, why are you over there? Come over here. You know what I mean?
But
And then
I
I
think
was like,
that's part of the-
somebody always leaves a little off, unless they're
think-
drunk, passed out, then it doesn't matter.
That's
Unless
part of
you
the
also
great
like
thing
to
about it
watch.
because if you don't want to do anything, then two people can take care of you.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but FayWhat has just summarized her entire adult life in 15 seconds.
5 words.
Yeah.
We loved it.
Wow. All right. Okay. All right, let's move on. Midlife crisis is a worry of gone days. According to a recent communication in Gay Bros Gone Mild, the chat room on Reddit, the quarter life crisis is a hot topic of discussion. Oh, you boys. One user shared a post on the platform saying, quote, in the midst of a quarter life crisis, but still vibing. How are you bros doing? Quote. Some replied with positive and supportive comments, while some users were crushing hard on the picture of the user, that's going to be my path, talking about his dreamy eyes and cuteness. Oh, there, that's me. I might have made this comment. One user replied saying, quote, dude, I'll be 52 next week. Your quarter life crisis has got nothing on me. Laugh out loud, end quote. Question 3, with a Bacardi shot, I don't believe it's possible to even have a quarter life crisis.
I'm putting that shit down immediately. How
I
dare
don't think
you?
it's possible, right?
In this
Okay,
economy,
you can have it, but it's not legitimate,
It's
right?
not real.
Okay, oh yeah.
You can pretend
just
you're
want the
having
drink.
one.
She's just trying to find justification.
Exactly.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry,
In
Cameron.
this economy, political climate, of course there is. We don't know what we're fucking doing. We go to school. We get told you have to go to college to have a degree. Some of us can't afford college. We can't make it through college without actually going into some form of student debt. Then we have to make it into a world that wants to pay us less than a minimum wage, where we can't even afford to pay back our student debts. Then find rent that's under $2,000 a month for a studio. Please tell me where this crisis does not come into play.
Next time when you're explaining this, take at least one breath.
Turn the hearing aid up, doll.
Listen, at 25, you still haven't lived shit. You haven't experienced anything. You think that it's the end of the world because you're 25 and you don't know what you want to do with the rest of your goddamn life. Guess what? You still have the rest of your life to figure it out.
but
And most
that's
of
all
us
you
change
know.
2 or 3 times or
And
don't change at all. And that's fine.
Yeah.
And that's all you know. Unless you're John Mayer, you can't have a quarter life crisis.
No,
That's it.
I think
You don't
as
even know who John Mayer is, and it's okay.
I think
It is not okay.
as a gay man, I think you do. You can't have that quarter life crisis. You have it more earlier than straight people too.
Yes.
The hairline starts going back. Your character starts to matter. You're no longer just a walking wonder boy that's cute because of your age.
No
you
idea
now have
who
to
you're
think
talking
about.
You're about to grow out of being a twink if you're a
Yes,
twink.
you are moving out of wonder boy territory into a guy. I think it's a very legit place to have that crisis. And I think if you are going to have a crisis, have it as young as you can have it.
Did you
Figure
have
out
one?
who you're? Oh yeah.
No, but see,
Several.
that's the issue. If you're having a quarter life crisis, that just means you're going to have 2 and maybe 3. Because if you're so
But you're better at it by
myopic
that
in your own crappiness of your life that you're experiencing that means you're going to do that over and over again.
Honey, if
But
you're,
I guess a
20, if you're
choice?
25 and you feel that way, go get on some meds. Go talk to a therapist early, and you can clear that up right
But
now.
that's part
We
of the
can't
problem, though.
afford a
I mean, I
therapist.
remember when I was 25 years old, and when I think back, it's like I was in graduate school, so I was getting my MBA at the time, and I know that was really young at that point in my life to be able to be doing something like that.
This person.
But I didn't necessarily have
You
a
remember
crisis.
Megan, the movie?
Do you think that it could be attributed to a more modern time frame?
But I didn't necessarily have a crisis at that time, but I was really worried about the future because at that point, I had more straight friends than gay friends. And at that time, everyone was getting married. So it's like, okay, like everyone's married now, you know, and I'm the single one.
That's the time where all straight people start getting married.
And that was the time period I was like, okay, like what am I supposed to do with the rest of my life?
Exactly.
You know,
That's what it is. It's a timeline issue. It's my future.
People are getting married, like, you know.
Yeah, it's constant, and you beat yourself up, and then you do a bunch of Molly, and you forget about it.
You forget about it.
Yeah, you know sometimes that stuff isn't in the books for you. You know, like I never thought about getting married. I never thought about having kids at 25 years old, and here everyone else was doing it.
You know, it's funny when I read things like, and I've read this entire thread. It's a great site at Reddit. I encourage you to go there, and others too. It's so interesting to me because I read this and then think about myself. And now I understand it's completely easy to grind and hate on older, you know, of what I represent. But I was 25 once. And
many.
That's why you're having
many
now.
You've been 25
and I'm not, right? And I'm not that old, dude. 25. But it's very funny. I was president of my fraternity at the University of Central Florida. And at 25, when I read stories like this and what was going on, I realized, oh my God, I was so stupid. I had no idea how stupid I was. And I say that flatly. Because at 25 and president of my fraternity, I was just having sex. That's all I was doing. It was over and over and over. It was party. It's Tuesday and it's 7:59 p.m. and we're having a party for X.
You weren't aware enough to have a crisis.
There was no awareness of, I don't care what's going on politically in the world. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. It's just alcohol and sex.
So as a 24-year-old who is not in school, who has 3 jobs, who is a homeowner, and who has grown up in not only bomb but school shooting crises, do you think I don't have awareness for this? Because you're saying 25. I got 1 more year apparently.
Yeah. No, I'm only 28. I had mine just recently.
Oh, Jesus.
And I'm expecting to have a lot more as I get older.
I'm curious, how did you experience your 25 crisis?
It was horrific because I wanted to sing, but it wasn't making enough money. My mama said, get a job, go back to school, but I couldn't afford that. I had a car that I couldn't really afford because I wanted to be the cool guy. And I was trying to live on my own because I hated my parents because they hated that I was gay. And I didn't know what to do with myself. So I did a bunch of drugs, and then I was like, ew, am I a drug?
There it is. You and I are just alike.
Yeah.
You chose that path.
Yeah.
I just chose a different path, alcohol and sex.
Welcome to your future.
Oh my God. No.
You want to try on the glasses?
Please, wait.
And the glasses, yes.
How does that
a
feel?
reoccurring
Now,
theme.
try to sound really smart.
Wait, you look like
try.
Auntie Mae.
Try to sound smart. Go ahead.
Welcome to It's Happening Out.
Oh my God.
Wait, tell me he doesn't look like Auntie Mae, though.
My God, I'm getting the slams in every possible way. All right, well, the show's going to improve because I'm muting everybody. All right, let's move on. Boston Dynamics Atlas robot can now run, jump, pick up, and throw heavy objects and perform complex moves that may one day help humans in factories or construction sites. In a newly released video titled Atlas Gets a Grip, the humanoid robot grabs and tosses a bag of tools to workers waiting at the top of the multi-storied scaffold. In the new video, Atlas picks up not only the tool bag, but also a large wooden plank, runs upstairs, jumps between levels, and pushes a big 300-pound wooden box from the platform without losing his balance, or her balance, or they's balance, or them's balance, which the company says is a deceptively complex task. Atlas, which is 152 meters tall, I have no idea what that is in feet, and weighs 86 kilograms, I have no idea what that is in pounds, has 28 hydraulic joints, 3 onboard computers, and battery-powered electric motors for movement. Though it is purely a research model, it does push the limits of robotics.
Forgot my tools again.
I'd swallow that. With the new robot test, we wonder, has Skynet just taken over, and is the Terminator on his way?
That should have ended with a death drop.
Honestly,
I wanted to see a duck
Nobody
walk.
agrees.
Come on,
Oh no, I agree with
cybernetics,
you. Yeah,
let's get
scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's creepy scary.
I'm not joking
Al.
for
Like
that
it creeps me
also.
out even watching it. Like
It's only scary if you let it, right? Like, don't put a humanoid chip in there. Just make it do your laundry.
Wait.
or do my makeup and hair.
You
Yes.
open a door, by the way, I want to add to this story. This week, the new chat artificial intelligence was shown. There is a new chat artificial intelligence that most academia, the academic community says is the most sophisticated in history. You can type into it, it's in beta right now, a complex question or a complex paragraph and ask them, the artificial intelligence, to write all of the details. For example, if you ask for a story, write me a 500-word story on why RuPaul is the best drag queen ever, the artificial intelligence 1001, 1002 begins and writes 500 words that creative writing experts say, holy crap.
I mean,
Combine that technology with this technology.
Best date ever. Best date ever. I mean, if this thing learns to funk and can write poetry, the human race is done.
Strap on.
Women would have it no use for going out to men. And just get him to write that and be able to read it, and our race is done.
Poetry.
There will be
You
five
could-
robots
you could
around
type
this
in,
table.
Alex.
And
Let's
Cam.
call it. Let's call him Mark. Mark, write me a sonnet for a gay man for Valentine's Day, instantaneously, and it's beautiful.
Yes.
An original sonnet.
That's okay. See, I wouldn't have had a quarter-century life crisis, and I would have graduated college if I had this robot. But like, it's not taking over me, right? I'm asking it to do something. So if I could purchase the robot,
Did you watch iRobot being locked into your house?
yeah,
You say that now that it's not taking over, but it's like you think of like all the smart devices that you currently have, and that I can open up my garage door from here. I can unlock my car
but you
from
can.
from a distance.
anywhere.
You know, so it is taking over our lives. You know, and even when it comes to computer software programs, we have things like Grammarly and Wordable that you could put sentences in, and it reads it and it spits out another sentence.
I promise
like
you, the chat LGK or whatever it's called, if you compared it to Grammarly, you would go, one is 2 sticks in caveman time trying to start a fire, and a flamethrower in difference. That's
I'm
how
sure,
dramatic
yeah.
this is.
And sign me up, because I'm working on a 900-page dissertation right now for my PhD.
That's my point.
So I would totally do something like this.
Everybody's
to
been
help me out.
plagiarizing forever and paying people to do their papers forever. You know, that's just why you get the robot to do it for you.
But this is not plagiarizing. The robot's writing it.
No.
The only problem is if does the robot have its own like a mind of its own? Or if we had 6 different robots and we all asked it to do the same paper, would it write the same
It would all write different things. It's all the artificial
It's not artificial
intelligence.
stupid. It's artificial.
Intelligent.
That would just be used for evil in some way. I can just imagine my mom getting one of these robots like to help like take care of me growing up and be like, tell her she's not gay. Tell her she can never be gay.
We're missing the Isaac Asimov notation, though, that once you physically, which is what that robot represents, I remind everybody, that robot was showed off by Boston in January of last year, and it basically could only walk. And in 1 year, you saw
Flips and everything.
what this thing did. And I'm not criticizing them in any way, but sci-fi says they're physically going to be indomitable, and the chat AI indicates that they intellectually are going to be way faster than anything that is human capability. And when you combine the two, at some point they decide, oh, you're not needed anymore.
We don't need
It's Y2K.
but wait a-
Y2K again.
And I understand what you're saying, but we could also be like hybrids, right? If I have a shitty leg, like I can attach one of these robot legs and do gymnastics the next day. Like these are things that
until your robot overlords say, wait, you are partially defective because you don't have a leg.
And kills
You're
you.
not necessary anymore.
Weed out the
It
weed.
annihilates you right there. Bah!
Even when it comes
You
to,
are expired, Jonathan. Bah!
you know, we always talk about robots replacing your job, and Amazon right now is working on technology for robots to work in the distribution center as pickers and packers. So right now,
launched it.
you know, so right now people are actually the ones picking and packing your boxes. But once this technology is out, there's going to be robots that are going to do that. That's working 24 hours a day.
Super
I just want to tell you where this is ultimately going to go. I'm telling you, when we launch season 5 on January 20th,
It's going to be all robots. It's going to be all robots.
it's going to be Al
Faybot
as
2000,
Overlord
I'm excited.
and my 5 sidekicks.
How do you know?
Robotic.
How do you know
As
one of us
long as
isn't a
mine-
robot already?
It's going to be the greatest show ever.
As long
I'm
as my
telling you,
robot
that's
has
what's
boobs, that's
coming.
it.
Okay,
Mine
Elon
too.
Musk.
All right, Elon Musk. Ooh, that was a deep
That hurt.
and bloody rid. Right. All right. Just like the LGBTQ plus on Wilted Drive, we seem to be taking a lot of shots. All right. Let's take a momentary break and hear from our sponsor, Bacardi Rum. Well, welcome back. And by the way, breaking news, we are being flooded with messages of how excited our viewing audience is on the replacements coming in 2023.
God.
All right. The Ba Ba Black Sheep and Night Court fame, John Larroquette, earned some serious green for one of his past jobs. By green, we mean, of course, marijuana. The Star confirmed this week to Parade that Toby Hooper, director of the 1974 horror film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, paid him in weed for narrating the movie's prologue, something that had long been rumored on the internet. He said that the director gave him some marijuana, after which he walked out of the recording studio and patted the director on the backside, saying, quote, "Good luck to you," end quote. John Larroquette is surely a lucky man. And question 5, with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. I'm jealous of John Larroquette, as I want to be paid in pot.
No, I'm poor. Are you kidding me?
How good is this pot?
Yeah, I mean,
Let's assume it's good.
Okay.
All right, then I'm jealous.
I mean, I might as well take it.
No, I'm not taking
Y'all
this
have
shot.
secure jobs. That's what this
You're not?
means.
How come?
No, I'm not taking this shot because when you're good at something, you don't do it for free.
The business guy says, screw that.
No,
You're not doing it for free. You're getting a sack of
no, I want show me the money.
Is a sack of weed going to pay for my rent and mortgage?
I've been paid in barter before.
Yeah.
I got paid in.
Child.
Sex?
Wait.
No, I got paid in Doc Martens.
Oh.
I was doing a photo shoot
love that.
for the band Creed back in the 90s. I was doing some makeup and they couldn't afford to pay. So I got all
Creed
the
couldn't
size,
afford to pay.
I got all the size 10 Doc Martens. Well, the photographer who brought me. Yes.
Okay.
They were a mess, going through a lot. Well, through a lot of pot, actually, in the back.
God.
But yeah, it was totally worth it just to have the story, the experience.
Yeah.
And the
That's a
shoot.
How
great
old were you?
story.
Hell yeah.
How old were you?
Oh, 23, 24.
Oh, gosh.
Pre-midlife
golden.
20 years ago.
Golden. And did you get to interact with Creed?
Yes, with
And by interact, I mean
the hot drummer, Mark, and then the staff guy who had just gone through a divorce.
hot
and-
drummer is code for some body part, or
Somebody who's good at playing with sticks and beating things.
No, he was muscly, dark hair. He was like the hot guy of it. But yeah, we sat out back and smoked pot the whole time. That's why
I love
the
that.
pictures inside
I think the
terrible.
story trumps mine. So I was working in San Francisco and I was interviewing Sean Paul. You know Sean Paul.
Yeah,
it wasn't me, right? And he had an event that night, and I didn't want to go because it was a straight event, and I just didn't want to go. And I'm like, all right, whatever. You're gonna pay me in pot and panties?
What?
Okay, a freaking package got to the radio station. I didn't open it there, thank goodness, and it was pot and 2 thongs.
oh wow!
And it was some good ass weed. Thank you, Sean Paul.
I think you win. I think you win
You
that.
know, it's funny because in season 6, I was doing RuPaul's Drag Race, and Ru sent me a oh, wait.
Cut the camera's dead ass.
Wear a thong too by RuPaul.
That's a story for another time. All right. It's hard to, you know, it's good when Jonathan's going, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. We're in church.
Got hard.
All right. It's hard to imagine anyone with a beating heart who doesn't love Sir Ian McKellen. You know, remember the wizard in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
He is also an outspoken advocate for LGBTQ plus rights around the world since coming out in 1988. On a recent episode of the Apple Music podcast, 3 Little Words, McKellen told hosts John Bishop and Tony Pitts why the word love holds such a special place in his heart. He said, if you've ever visited or you go to Manchester, England, and if you get in a taxi, the driver, usually a man, a straight man, but not always, says, quote, "Where you going, love?" In his words, where we're grown men call strangers love, if we all did that, it would be a rather better place, wouldn't it? End quote. And we couldn't agree more.
What do you think, love, Ian? If you ever arrive in Manchester, if you're lucky enough to be able to afford the train fare, you come down the steps at Piccadilly, and if you're lucky enough to be able to afford a taxi, you get in the back of one. And the taxi driver, usually a man, but not always, says, "Where are you going to, love?" And I feel I'm home. Where grown men call strangers love. I think if we all did that, it'd be a rather better place, wouldn't it? And when people have got problems with gender and pronouns and so on, love covers everything, really. Just call everyone love. That's why I chose love.
Wow.
I love him.
Question 6, with a Bacardi shot, I'd swallow that. Ian McKellen helps me understand how to manage toxic masculinity. And welcome home, love.
Love is love.
Love is love.
I'll drink to that.
You know, when I was dated like 4 different people at the same time, I called them love because it was just easier. I couldn't remember their freaking names. So I never messed it up because I just called them all love.
Now, everybody's going, oh, that's a funny joke. No, she's not joking.
No, I'm serious.
No, yeah. I mean, I had this experience, but with babe. Like, I don't like calling people babe because I feel like everyone uses babe.
Saturday
right?
night, you called me babe.
So, yeah.
You couldn't remember my name?
It's not that special of a name.
But when my boyfriend called me babe, I was livid. I was like, ew, like, come up with another pet name that's gross. It's true. I'm like, you call everyone babe, right? Then I got to London, and this the Uber driver went to get my bag. He goes, "Let me get that for you, babe." And I was like, wait, this is like a thing that
He remembers me?
London does. No,
I sleep with him the last time I was here.
Did we meet?
it's an endearment that strangers use. It's not anything to do with anything other than just, it's like,
How perfect, like Ian said it. It's like, you can't deal with pronouns. You maybe don't know how to. You know what? You use love for everybody, and you covered all the bases, and you use such a beautiful word for it.
Yeah.
And not to get too political, but you know the beauty of that story and McKellen's story in Manchester and yours in London. Can you imagine going to Houston and hearing that?
No.
Couldn't.
No way.
Because white, straight men would never, ever do that.
No, they
What
do.
you talking about, bro?
They do, but you can do that in a degrading way.
Okay.
You can be the older white guy talking to a woman that you were demeaning and be like, "Oh, that's so cute."
Wait.
love."
Oh,
that's
It can be done. It can be done wrong.
Why you gotta ruin the story?
But that's not my point. My point is, can you imagine? Jonathan's talking about the probably straight guy embracing him in London. McKellen's talking about getting off a train in Manchester. McKellen is clearly a gay man, and that's the reaction from the straight man. And my question is, can you imagine the straight Uber driver or the straight person on the street in Houston doing that to somebody as obviously as homosexual as Jonathan?
Oh my God.
No, you
like,
can't imagine that. And that's the distinction here on toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
It's taught. It's taught.
Yeah.
McKellen is saying you learn to change that and use the word love in place of any other word that you have, and you get better. That's his point, don't you think?
Yeah.
I think when you listen to how people say hello when they greet you, if it comes from anything but love, you understand that it's an affect, that it's something that they're doing to guard themselves, to keep other people away. It's very revealing if you don't start with love.
Yeah. My last question. Faye, can you imagine using that very empathetic, beautiful term with Cameron in any possible way?
Can you, doll? Can you, darling?
Try it.
Let me try.
It's
I
so
try.
hard.
Nope, you fucker.
I know.
Try this.
Fucker is gender neutral, which I love.
Fucker is gender neutral.
Hashtag
that shit.
Wow, that is a hashtag right there.
Wow. Hashtag
fucker,
gender is fucker. Fucker is gender neutral. All right.
I'll drink to that now. Good on you.
We just lost our sponsor, but
All right.
All
Thanks,
right.
Bacardi.
That's I'd Swallow That. Next up is a segment we call our best thing of the week. I don't know this. I don't know anything about this story.
Keep reading.
Yeah, okay, I'll keep reading. In a long sought-after victory for the gay rights movement, the Supreme Court ruled by a 5-4 vote. That probably indicates that a sizable percentage of the Supreme Court didn't want what we are getting ready to talk about.
Too bad.
Sorry about it.
The Supreme Court, sorry about your luck.
Sorry.
Right.
love.
Hashtag not sorry. Supreme Court ruled by a 5-4 vote in June of 2015 that the Constitution guarantees a right to the same sexes being able to marry. In remarks in the Rose Garden, President Obama welcomed the decision, saying, quote, "It affirms what millions of Americans already believe in their hearts," end quote. Our gay host here at It's Happening Out, Mark Moffat, the teleprompter is saying Pettitt, but I don't know who that person is, recently got married. And his wedding, once again, made us realize why the 2015 decision was important. Not only for the LGBTQ community, but for every person that believes in love. We are so happy for you, Mark. I'm reading from a teleprompter, so my emotion is, whatever. Congratulations. Mark Pettitt, formerly Mark Moffat. His beautiful wedding is a model of why 2015 Supreme Court decision is important. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mark.
You guys really...
Faye was there. I was there.
Everyone showed up in their own way. Some with congratulations, some
Some
there
saw online.
virtually, some saw online, some were
pissed
able to
off.
be there right there in the room. Everybody from the chosen family really showed up.
Now, Faye and I went. Faye brought her lovely wife, Teresa. Trinidaddy came. Homestead is like, it's like 3 countries away.
I think he had to fly.
And had to fly
Took a
to Homestead to make
I think
it
he took a tractor, to be honest.
tractor in Boca. And we were able to capture a really secret moment of Faye and Trinidaddy. Let me show you a picture. Look at Trini's eyes, and then
So natural.
Oh my God, he's like, and he's like, can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? Can we take a picture? And I'm like, I don't want to.
You are
come on,
the
come on.
shadiest
And then he
bitch
goes up to my
ever.
wife, and he's like, hi, Teresa, I've heard so much about you. I heard you were super mean. And Teresa's like, Teresa's like, who is this guy? Oh, you never told her about me? No, I didn't. Why would I tell Teresa about you?
I love Trini, but I've never seen a gay man more uncomfortable at a
He was totally uncomfortable. Who do I came in.
I'm like, anybody.
He was the first person I saw, and I walked up to him because I could see, wait, I'm going to walk up to the cardboard cutout in the room. He was so out of place. It was like, where do I turn? What do I do? This is a room full of allies and gay people, and he was just totally...
That's what you need to do, go to gay weddings. It will help with that single situation.
Did you throw Skittles
That must
instead
have
of
like
rice?
he must have had a crisis as well, coming out of that.
And it was so funny because very nice food, nice wine bar, good Pinot Noir, and everything's perfect. And he's just eating and eating and eating. And Trini, there's plenty of food. There's plenty of food.
And every time something else would be introduced, he would run over. The mac and cheese is out. The mac and cheese is out. And I'm like,
this guy.
And mind you, listen, it was the coldest day of the year. Also, it was so
cold.
freaking cold. I mean, it was only January, but it was freezing. Okay.
You had to
That's
dance.
good.
Freezing, so you had to move around
I prefer
for
that
it.
and to be hot at a wedding.
yeah.
Daisy Dead Pedals,
incredible.
her host.
She's phenomenal.
That child is phenomenal. Period. Drop mic.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mic drop.
Complete.
She said, down.
Drop mic.
She said, boots the house down. Yes. Oh my God. Like,
Charlie, X the X thing.
See, I almost did go in.
Yeah.
See, we're showing some video of the wedding
guy in the kilt?
ceremony.
Yeah,
He was
it's
sweet.
Troy, my buddy.
single?
Yes.
Now-
no, he's not. He's getting married in September.
Mark, I just want to talk about your persona. You know, when I first learned about you and then we first met, you were this trainer and you help people in the community learn how to be, you know, whatever weird, horrible, horrendous things that you're doing in the dark shadows of your life. And I thought, wow, you are just the guy. And then I meet your husband, who is really just the guy. He's the guy.
Oh, he's a hottie.
He's better than
Luke is
you.
adorable.
Yeah.
Luke is
Definitely hot.
adorable.
We get him on
Very
the show
cute.
instead.
You know, we talk about roles. We talk about roles. Who plays what role?
Are you talking sexually?
Yes.
Look,
What
This is it happening out, Mark.
Like children? Of course we're
any gay man in a relationship who says that they're just top or just bottom, there
I
is
didn't
something
say just.
wrong.
I said,
with them.
what is your principal role?
Frequently.
That is okay. All right, I'll accept that.
Are you still the Dom Daddy? Is what he's asking.
Yes.
Oh.
There it is.
No, life is so much bigger than that.
Yeah.
You can't just, no, and I don't just fall into leather. I'll do leather, I'll do rhinestones. I'm a sissy,
So wait,
I'm a businessman, I'm a leather man.
So, in other words,
UPS driver
you are the Lindsey Graham of the gay community.
Oh my
Is that-
Miss Butterflies.
Take my mic.
Miss Ladybug.
Somebody take my mic.
Somebody take my mic. I got you. He just called me Ladybug.
Best quote.
Ladybug.
Thank you. Thank you.
And this is
I'll
why
be
we
here
need
all
a
week.
between the
Thank you.
shows, so he can think of that kind
Yeah.
of read. Oh, you're a bitch.
Let's talk about Mark, because you and I stood in the crowd and we stood in the back and we judged everybody in the room, and especially Mark and his new husband, especially when they did their first dance.
Oh my God.
Have you seen anything gayer in your entire life?
That was pretty gay.
What song was it?
When he dipped him, right? I was like, don't drop him! Don't drop him!
Screw that dip. Did you see the lifts? It was like, oh yeah.
There were lifts?
Oh, we had 2 lifts. We
I gotta show you
practiced
the
this
video.
ship for a year.
I gotta
You're
show
not
you
going to
video.
believe it. They had every step all
Choreographed.
choreographed
Oh, that's
out.
cute.
And Mark's new husband missed one step, and Mark slapped him right in front of everybody.
No, the only tacky moment at the entire wedding was Daisy is doing her performance of Vogue. And who was the old man that goes up and tips her cash during a
wedding?
You know what?
Al Ferguson walks up to Aiden.
And it was a
interrupts-
dollar, right? It was like a one.
No, it was a 5. I
Oh,
checked.
okay. All right.
But which is a nice
First,
tip.
correction, it wasn't the Vogue number. It was the number before that.
Oh, the Bobby Williams.
And Daisy came up to me after that and said, and whispered in my ear, thank God, all these people are cheap as AF.
Yeah.
She did
Thank
not
you.
say that.
she
Stop
did
it.
not.
She did not say that.
I love that you
I definitely don't
whisper.
do it at weddings and stuff like that. Like if there's a drag, I expect the people who threw the party to tip her. But if she's like at any other
So do I,
environment,
Jonathan.
I will-
So do I.
Did you have a good time? Could you enjoy it?
It was the best 3 days because there was a welcome drinks the day before. There was
Remind me your
You did a
husband's
ton.
name again.
Luke.
Luke. Right.
It was the best 3 days.
I knew this was
Honestly.
going to be a super gay event when we arrived, and they had a custom-made neon sign of Mark and Luke.
I saw that.
I love that.
I wish I could have.
You didn't notice the RuPaul mannequin on the welcome table?
Child, I didn't.
And can we
notice
talk about
the
Oscar?
checkered
Can we talk about Oscar Wilde? We were talking about dog daddies, right? I don't know if there was like 4 different napkins, all with different quotes, and with his dog on it. His name is Oscar Wilde. Is his name.
You know, at the end of the day, I went to this event.
Wait, and the mom had a speech, and the mom did the speech all from Oscar.
Yeah.
It was the cutest thing ever.
And Oscar's wearing a little harness made from lynx by
with the gay flag.
Luke is from the United Kingdom, so yeah,
I'm an
the
Anglophile.
accent, and a really nice compliment for Faye and I. We had so many people come up and say, we love the show.
Yes, we did.
love the show.
Yes.
Mark, not so much, but we love you.
Did they mention me? Did they say?
No, there was no Latino embracement. None.
Well, then your wedding sucked. So
You got mentioned as much as I did.
No,
though.
it was
Don't
in
worry.
Boca. It was in Boca. That's
One last
why.
thing that I thought was super interesting about it is Mark obsessed. I couldn't RSVP right away. I did a big event that day. I recorded. I did a lot of recording, and so I could not reply in the way of RSVP in the way that was required. And he obsessed. And I watched because he had every minutia detail planned. Now, I got married 34 years ago. Gay man, I'm still married. And it's true. Chuck is a real person. I was going to make a really bad joke.
Watch it.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to watch new gay post Supreme Court and in the 2020s. Mark planned every single second, moment, detail.
You could see them in everything. You could see them in everything.
You are going to see or do in complete detail. And it's when I got there, and after 30 minutes, that was my comment to him. Mark, this is the gayest thing I've ever seen. And I was with RuPaul's Drag Race for 7 years.
Look, one last story about Trini, right? So there was a corner. Where everybody was doing like videos to the couples, like I love you, thank you, how do we know each other, whatever, blah blah. I did mine, Al did his. Trini goes up to the video and starts posing. And then the girl's like looking at him, so he goes. And the girls still look at him, so he's like,
I cannot.
So
that's the video you're getting.
That's the video you're getting, okay? And I was
Enjoy
like,
that
it was
10
a
seconds.
video. Oh,
that's it.
Oh no, we have all the bloopers too. Don't worry.
Please post that.
So, on behalf of everyone at It's Happening Out,
Thank you for the invite.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Mark.
Thank you.
Yes.
It's
Whatever.
wonderful.
I was working.
I'm sorry. One other
poor.
thing. Teresa comes. And Faye, I don't know if y'all know this. Oh yeah, and that too.
With her stupid fascinator.
She had a fascinator on. Faye made her wear.
No. Faye, no. I said that she had to wear one. She's the one who decided to wear one with the dolphin colors on it to still be butch.
Okay.
So she had a big ass fascinator, teal and white and whatever. That was her freaking fascinator.
So in other words, Mark Moffat has the gayest wedding ever, and Wanda Sykes shows up, and she's wearing this fascinator, and it's like. She was never happy for one minute. She was happy for you, but she was never.
She hates the cold, so she was miserable. Like she was just like the second that I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna go. She was like, let's go, like now, like.
And what does a really good friend of Faye and Teresa like me do? I poked her and poked her and poked her and poked her and poked her. It was a great wedding. Everyone had a wonderful time. Congratulations.
Congrats.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Each week at It's Happening Out, we ask our host about what is important to them, but there's a twist. And Faye's going to help me with that twist here in a moment. It's got to be in 30 seconds, or you're going to hear this bell. Thank you, Faye. The segment's called What's on Your Mind.
You know, when I was small, my mom used to beat me with the belt. She would tell me to go get the belt, right? To beat me with. That's what that feels like when you tell me to find the belt.
That's even worse, 'cause you know it's coming.
Love that.
Everyone's kink is born somewhere.
That's right. This segment. Wait, we're going to put that on along with your dog. This segment is called What's on Your Mind, and it's sponsored by Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ plus pizza of choice for South Florida. Now, what's on our mind is the deep dish Detroit-style pizza. Every time this scene comes up, I know this thing's going on the table.
I know.
It never does.
Or perhaps the cauliflower thin crust. Jets Pizza has been with its Happening Out for 4 years. They captured our attention with their 4th season campaign called Bigger is Better. And of course, they're talking about their slices of pizza. What did you think I was talking about? Jets supports a huge variety of LGBTQ plus events and nonprofits. With more than 400 locations nationwide and 35 in Florida, they are considered one of the best franchise opportunities in America. And the South Florida LGBTQ plus community loves their pizza. They delivered many, and they're almost all gone before our show even started tonight. And that is why Jets Pizza is ours, as Mark Moffat burps.
Wow.
Remind me to tell Luke, oh dear, you're going to have a long life.
Wow.
All right. And this is why Jets is Jets calling in saying they're out?
No. They love us.
That's why Jets Pizza is our sponsor of What's on Our Mind. All right, let's start with Cameron. Cameron, what's on your mind?
After all that's on my mind is love, unfortunately, and I hate you for it because I'm dead inside and my heart is as cold as Faye's eyelashes. But
Truth.
True.
But you know, the one thing that I've noticed is that if you try too hard, you're never going to be happy, and you just have to let life take you on its journey. And naturally you'll find who you want and what you want. And, I'm so happy to see that in a good friend of mine. Because we got the dream team right over here. None of y'all know that, but it's just me, him, and Faye.
We're hoping that we can figure that out sometime.
Wait a minute. Wait. Don't
In a
put me on your
future episode of It's Happening Out. There we go.
Dream team for me, nightmare for Faye.
Okay,
Thank
got
you,
it. And Jonathan Casanas, what's on your mind?
Well, a lot of things are happening. We're kind of getting into our festival season.
Yeah.
And just wanted to give a shout out to My Hollywood Pride because I'll be performing this Sunday. I know you guys are going to go. My mom is actually going to go. I'm very excited.
We're
She never
broadcasting
goes
it
to
live.
Any of my performances, by the way.
Wow.
So she moved her brunch to come to my performance.
Will you introduce her to us?
No,
Absolutely.
I'm curious. I'm giving you bonus time for this. So, what I'm understanding on the main stage at My Hollywood Pride, you're going to do your OnlyFans performance.
I'm doing my OnlyFans performance,
Ay, ay, ay.
which 6 shot glasses will come out of my butt.
Oh, instead of
catching that.
5 like the last time.
I'm
Wow.
going to catch them all.
Been stretching.
There we go.
God.
And we can't wait to watch it. It's going to be
Wow.
fun. I haven't never seen you sing.
You've never seen me sing.
Well, and that's mostly because I've seen you sing, and I've
Wow.
never seen you sing.
It's not singing, is it?
No, you're going to be great.
It's called
gonna be,
yelling.
It's going to
When
be
it's in the
fun.
bed.
No.
Yodeling.
It's going to be fun. I was making a joke. Humor. Kal Gajraj, what's on your mind this week?
I'm going to make you sing out. After this show, I'll make you really sing, boy.
Oh, my.
After that, Jonathan is on my mind.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Do tell. What are you
Wow.
Love it.
Let the buttons pop.
All right.
But no, I had the unique opportunity and pleasure last night to meet Deepak Chopra, which was super exciting for me. I went to his book signing last night in Miami at Unity on the Bay, Faith Church, that was hosting the book signing.
Pictures and everything. Like, you come prepared.
You didn't come
You're
prepared with
I
OnlyFans
know.
photos. What's
I
up?
know.
It was at his book launch of his new book, Living in the Light.
Yeah.
So it was really exciting just to be able to meet him and actually like hear him speak for someone that I've watched for years, decades, really. Since I feel from since I was a little kid, and also having that also the Indian descent also and that connection, just being there was also really cool.
Excellent. And
Did
where
you see
was
the
this?
picture out?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I can see it. in
And
the
ring the
picture,
bell.
too. And
He's like, and here's the bell.
okay.
Wow.
And Mark, whatever your name is, what's on your mind?
Petite. Mark
Pettitt.
Petite.
Pettitt.
Pettitt.
Oh, Pettit. Sorry.
Pettitt. I was on the Bright Line train coming back. My parents are in another car. Luke's parents are in the car in front, and these guys behind us decide that they're going to start to talk politics. And right on the train said, I don't care if people live the way that they want. You can go ahead and live that way, talking about gay people. But there just should be no kind of messing with kids. I don't want it anywhere near my kids.
Sold that message.
And just immediately I thought, number one, who are you to approve or disapprove of anybody's lifestyle? If they're not in your family or your church, how they live is none of your business. And we've also started to accept, because of this whole drag queen thing, that exposing kids to anything that has a gender content means that we're exposing them to sex or exposing
You're a
them
groomer.
to something.
Yeah.
That's wrong. So basically, like 1 or 2 seats behind me, practically being called a child molester.
Yeah.
And boiling, but I could not ruin that trip.
Yeah.
For the parents and for everybody. And it was on my mind for probably a whole day or two afterwards.
Yeah.
It's just that you can do that and get away with it.
Yeah, and it makes you feel
Not around me, boy.
Sick.
Yeah. It's the world we're living in.
Yeah.
And FayWhat?
Yeah.
What's on your mind?
Say
this week?
what? So
Bring it
it's-
up a little.
It's the beginning of 2023, right? And so at the end of 2022, I got rid of a couple of friends. So I had openings for 2 new friends,
Wait,
right? Applications
Are we
came in.
still friends?
Yeah, you're still.
Oh, okay.
You're still good.
I'm not-
Woo!
You're an auto renewal.
Wait, but who got out? Like, tell everyone. Who
got out? Don't tell me Trinidad is in there.
I can't tell. I can't.
Wait,
Hi, my name is
wait.
Cameron Glass. It's nice to meet all of you.
Let's
You're not
drop
gonna
the
get to-
dirty little secret. She likes Trinidad.
I can tell.
Obviously.
Oh my God.
Stop
You don't do
talking
that.
about
What are
it
you
all
saying?
night.
Are you
all
kidding?
night.
Yes.
You like Trinidad.
No, I do not
I'll
at
drink to
all.
that.
He just smells nice,
Then why
and
do
he's
you-
like the perfect height for certain things, and he fixes my hair when we're taking pictures.
Stop it.
But I do not like him at
Stop
all.
it.
And if Faye is going to embrace a brown guy, it's going to be Trinidad.
No, Cal makes more money. So, no, bitch.
Speaking of
No,
Cal, what are you
bitch.
doing tonight?
No.
She needs those
No,
nails.
Cal takes me to places and we sit VIP. No, bitch.
It is taxi.
No, bitch. No. Trinidad ain't doing that shit in Homestead. No.
Even in the tractor homeland.
I just want to point out to the viewers, if you ever question, the number one question that I get about Faye is she really a gay dude? Basically.
Yeah.
Yes.
She just proved it. VIP trumps everything. Everything.
Especially when it's farmland. Of course, it's gonna.
Oh,
Right.
my goodness.
She doesn't even drink.
Yeah. All right. So
Anyway, so yesterday was
for
time
Cardi.
for me to take my 2 new applicant friends out and go to dinner, right? So we went to Rosie's, right? And I've never had dinner with these people before. One has celiac disease. The other one can't do sugar, can't do dairy, can't do this, can't do that. If you have all these limitations to your diet, don't go out to eat. And guess what? I need to add that to my 2024 application. If you have all those limitations in eating, we're not going out. I love the people at Rosie's, and you made that waitress crazy.
So they're not
clear.
friends of yours.
No, not anymore. I have 2 more spots. Applications, come on in.
Apply at www.faywhatbitchfest.com.
Okay.
when you have celiac disease, of course, Rosie's is the restaurant of choice. That's right.
Killing me softly.
Our new
Honey, double
sponsor.
protein.
And also on our mind is the great Jets Pizza.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
Well, thank you, Jets Pizza. Our Hotspots magazine is going to celebrate 38 years in 2023. It has been documenting the LGBTQ plus lifestyle and is a spirit, and that is the spirit of our Hotspots Queer Entertainment this week. And it's sponsored by the Broward Center for Performing Arts. In the LGBTQ plus community, we always make jokes about size matters. And when it comes to Broward Center, size does matter. The Broward Center for the Performing Arts is the destination of choice for the LGBTQ plus South Florida for spectacular entertainment in large varieties of performance venues. Broward Center ranks among the top 10 most visited theaters in the entire world, presenting more than 700 performances a year to more than 700,000 patrons. 700,000. Broward Center is the home for LGBTQ plus entertainers, shows, Broadway, national drag performances, LGBTQ plus choral events, and so much more. And Broward Center supports one of the world's largest gay communities right here in Fort Lauderdale, Broward County, and really all over South Florida. They support that LGBTQ plus community and our nonprofits, unlike any theater in South Florida. And we are very excited to tell you about many of the upcoming shows the rich 2023 season has upon us. And that is the Broward Center for Performing Arts. They are going to be bringing great LGBTQ plus interested performance to our community. Did you know, by the way, that surveys show that the LGBTQ plus community participates in live theater performance 2.5 times more than our straight counterparts? Duh. And that's why they are the sponsor of Hotspots Queer Entertainment this week.
I'm seeing Tina on Friday. Whoop, whoop.
Tina? Oh, yeah. I've heard great things,
Oh, I've heard
by the
great
way.
things.
I saw it last week. It was
Wait.
phenomenal.
I heard.
Love
across the
Broward
board.
Center.
Okay. A superstar A-team of iconic singers has teamed up for the upcoming Gonna Be You, the Diane Warren written song featuring Dolly Parton, the Go-Go singer Belinda Carlisle, Cyndi Lauper, Gloria Estefan, and Blondie's Debbie Harry has been released now and in advance of the upcoming Paramount Pictures road trip comedy 80 for Brady.
I'm sticking with you 'cause I know there's no one else who knows me better, holds me together, and everybody else could turn their back on me. But I know that you won't. When I'm feeling like I'm sinking, 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 you're the lifeline that I'm needing, needing, needing.
Jonathan will accompany the film starring an equally star-studded cast of Oscar winners and nominees led by Lily Tomlin, Jane Fonda, Rita Moreno, and Sally Field. And that was inspired by the true story of 4 best friends who take a trip to the 2017 Super Bowl to see their hero, quarterback Tom Brady, play in the big game. The movie will hit screens on February 3rd.
Now it's time for the 80 for Brady starting lineup.
Lily Tomlin, Wayne State University.
Rita Moreno, PS 132.
Sally Field, Birmingham High School.
Jane Fonda, college dropout.
The 80 for Brady trailer starts in 3, 2,
1. Game's about to start.
Oh, there's Tom.
Oh, what a beautiful man.
I like Gronkowski.
We know, Trish. We've all read your Gronk erotica.
It's not erotica. It's fan fiction. Very sexy fan fiction.
Aren't you tired of the same old boring lives? Let's go to the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl is no place for 4 old women.
This could be Tom's last one. He's almost 40. That's like 80 in people years.
Yeah, we're 80 in people years.
I just really need this trip.
I can't believe we're actually here.
Taking this one. He's cute.
So you don't have any tickets?
How much for 4?
10,000.
10,000?
Well, I have a 20 in my strap-on.
That's a fanny pack.
If you wear it like this, it's a strap-on.
Wow.
It is so great to meet you. Beauty has no expiration date.
Trish,
I didn't flirt. He did.
there's so much here to do. We could even win these tickets.
This is a spicy wings contest.
I could use a little spice.
I know her!
If you black out, who you want me to call?
An ambulance?
Ow! If you did this to give us something to remember, why, honey? It worked.
Do you think you could get us in?
Follow me. These are my dancers.
Prove it.
What dance moves you ladies know?
A twist. A jerk?
Let's do it.
Gronk.
Hi.
So big.
Thank you.
Isn't that what friendship is? That we face the unknown together?
Let's go, Golden Girls. Come with me.
Hey, what?
No,
Where?
no,
come on now.
no.
Let's go! Oh my God, that's Tom Brady! These are good.
Very good.
Oh, careful, they're high dosage.
High dosage?
Excuse me, I'm looking for someone.
Are you okay?
I'm Guy Fieri.
Can't wait.
That is great. Our Hotspots queer entertainment headline of the week. Gay icons, Dolly, Gloria, Cindy, Jane, Lily, and more gather for 80 for Brady. What do we think about this?
Oh my God. Can I start off by saying that I hate Tom Brady? Like, oh my God, I can't stand him. When he moved to Florida, like the temperature changed. Like, I just can't stand him. But I love all the women in this movie. Okay. And I would see it just for them, you know? And I love to see Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, who's part of LGBTQ, work together again. You know, I love watching them in Grace and Frankie, you know? So, I mean, all these women are top-notch women that probably don't get the same opportunities as they used to. So I think it's just wonderful that they've got them all together, including the soundtrack of when's the last time Debbie Harry has done anything?
That's
I mean, seriously,
exactly right.
you know, and they get to be part of something like
And
this.
we'd love to see it. And by the way, if you did not see Faye's thank you acceptance speech for winning SFGN's television personality of the year, we did side by side with Sally Fields on You Like Me, You Really Like Me, as Faye is lip syncing it. It was quite cute. And we adore Sally Fields. I've met Sally Fields many times. Love her.
This
and
is
her
a
gay son.
phenomenal cast, and the way that they've aged and been taking care of themselves, you know, to age well, I think is beautiful too. But I don't like when guys do the same thing. Like when you have Stallone or Schwarzenegger who are trying to come back and do movies, and they look like crap. The movie theme is terrible. I don't know.
I think they had like a motorcycle one or something that was awful.
And like they're gonna like be an action star hero at 80. No, like move on to a more mature role. And I think women do that so much better.
Well, it's weird if like men become 80-year-old like womanizers, but it's fun when an old lady talks about a strap-on. Like it's the Golden Girls of our time.
Yeah.
Or it's still Golden Girls still is our time.
Yeah.
But this is of the 80s in 2023. So it's pretty interesting that they kind of taken kind of like the First Wives meets Golden Girls angle. It's working really well, and I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, because you couldn't do 4 old guys going to see a WNBA game.
Right. No,
you know, it'd be like,
I'm curious, are we being, I don't know if sexist is being the right word, are we being ageist in the right word? Stallone and Schwarzenegger and X and X and X and X, even if they don't look the way they did when they were in their 30s and 40s, let's say, so what? Why do we care? Is that ageist?
No, but I think it's based off of the roles that they've played before. So we're looking at it, for instance,
and their lack of acting.
I'm a huge Grace and Frankie fan. Loved every single episode. I was really sad when it ended. So when I saw this trailer initially, in my mind, I'm like, this is just a continuation of it. And I'm going to watch it just because. And because of the characters I've fallen in love with. I think for guys, it's a little different because in our mind, we think of the characters that they've played over the years as them, and it's like, it doesn't fit.
It's not the same for the women.
I just want to zero in on that observation and your observation, because they can't do anything about that. And so as a result, that sounds ageist to me.
Well, because they didn't work on their acting at all. They're still the action hero with no acting skills who are now trying to act it, whereas like the ladies have been working on it.
Yeah, but we're coming from a queer angle, right? Where we're not interested in you being on a Harley and killing people, like shooting on a shootout, driving down Compton. That's not really what we're looking for. We want an old lady who's going to talk about a strap-on.
That's ageist.
Well, it's preference.
It is.
It's not ageist.
It's funny, is what it is. It's funny.
Okay, it is funny, and it is preference. But the idea, I'm just only pointing out, I'm questioning the idea that because Stallone and Schwarzenegger do not look like what we pictured them as the original Terminator, when he was the bodybuilder, even when he was the governor of California, as a result, the community is rejecting him.
Well, our
That's
community,
ageist.
but Tulsa King is doing very well, and
that's Sylvester Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone is doing well in that. And there was a movie with John Travolta and some older guys on a motorcycle.
Yeah,
they're still making more money than these ladies.
Yeah,
are
well, and that's sexist. It's an issue.
Or is
of,
that accounting?
Depends on who you
I didn't charge. I didn't like set up the contract.
What you're trying to do is cause drama.
Yeah.
You're for it.
Did I accomplish it?
Yeah.
All right. So back to the idea of older women getting together. Of the ones that we've seen in this, who's our favorite? Do we have a favorite?
Dolly.
I would still, oh God, Dolly looks so cinched but beautiful. You know, I would still sleep with Jane Fonda.
Jane Fonda.
I don't even care how old she is, wig, no wig. I don't care if she's bald under there. I don't care.
You know what's funny about that?
The wig was really tough.
And I don't want to have sex with women. I would have sex with Jane Fonda because I would want to be lying in bed with Jane Fonda and do whatever was required of me.
Whatever was required of you.
So I could talk about, let's talk about the Vietnam War in 1964.
Oh, wow.
And what she did.
During sex?
No, we're done.
Wow.
I have an older friend who saw this preview come out and commented, "No way I'm going to see this because it's with Hanoi Jane."
That's why, see, now to me.
And I was like, okay,
that's Jane. Just
that's
right.
Jane.
Oh, okay, got it.
She was hated.
Yeah.
Jane Fonda's daughter, Henry Fonda's daughter, and Henry Fonda is this, this perfection of what we think American and American political ideology should be, and fatherhood, and blah, 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 all of which was not true. And Jane Fonda just became this rebel of, I'm standing up. A decade.
And when was that? In the 60s?
In 64.
Come on. It's
she went, and she's still doing
she's
it.
Still doing it. She was arrested a couple of years ago for just like,
Right,
I remember.
She was arrested.
I remember.
10 times.
But it's got a great cast of people. Aside from these 4 incredible ladies, they also Guy Fieri that they showed. Billy Porter's in it, like you saw as well. Sarah Gilbert and Harry Hamlin. So they've got like a ton of people that I think are going to make the show really interesting and fun.
It's going to do gangbusters, don't you think? It's going to do gangbusters.
I hope so. Yeah.
Great names.
No Avatar, but
No.
It's definitely a stream at home.
I say I hope so because of that, because
I'm not going to the theater for that, Al.
You see,
wow.
that's the point I wanted to make. And I say I hope so because with all these movies that are coming up, people aren't going back to the theaters.
Wait,
waiting until
Mark is ageist and sexist.
Yeah, sexist.
Because that's a sexist observation.
Did you-
I won't go to
these
the
old
theater.
broads. Did you see Bros in the theater?
He went to Bros.
You went to Bros?
Yeah.
Did you see Bros in the theater?
Yes, he saw it with me. Yes.
How dare you?
How right? Thank you, Gen Z brother.
I liked it. I'm here. I needed that shirtless scene to be on the big screen. I'm not sexist. I'm just sexual. There's a very big difference.
Maybe there's a shirtless scene with Jane Fonda on this one.
Do y'all think it's? Do you think it is?
What is that?
Production, you good?
Do you think it's super interesting, even sexy, to see super heavyweights get into the ring together? Because that's what you're watching.
Yeah.
One of the reasons
I
we're
love
all
heavyweight,
suspecting
you know
it's
me.
going to be amazing is we're watching Sally Fields is taking, I love you, but it's taking on Jane Fonda. And Jane Fonda is taking on X, and X is taking on Y. Do we love the excitement at 80 of these titans taking on each other?
Walker battle. Walker battle.
I feel like Sally Field is going to take all of them.
I think
I really do.
Lily Tomlin is a little firecracker,
Lily
though.
Tomlin's good, but I feel like Sally is genius. She's going to eat them all up.
That's good. We're going to talk about this afterwards because I suspect
we have
you're
to
right.
see it.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Jane Fonda, and I agree with you on Lily Tomlin. I don't know what the screen time is for Dolly Parton.
I know.
I just did an interview with Trey Crowder, who's the redneck comedian from Tennessee. He's coming here this weekend.
Auntie Mame is opening.
Auntie Mame is opening for him. And his shtick, he was frequently on Bill Maher as the redneck comedian from Tennessee. Very big LGBT advocate. But he makes the joke about how terrible Tennessee is, and they have little brother syndrome with Texas and Florida. And I said, well, you still get a pass because you're from Tennessee. And he beats me to the joke of me going, we're the LGBTQ community. So the queen of the universe lives in your state and you get a complete pass. He knew the joke as a straight guy before I even told it. Dolly Parton is the queen. And we're getting ready to see that. Do you think she'll be good with all of these titans?
She could do no wrong. I don't know what you mean.
But someone needs to put her in a bubble, though. Seriously, because I'm afraid with all these people dying, I
cannot be
have
the
to
next
mention it
Betty
again.
White.
Put these people in a bubble.
We're watching the
afraid.
trailer, and Faye goes,
Freezer
God,
now.
I hope we get through the year. Oh, please, God, let us get through the year. This is not going to be a Golden Girls moment, is it? Please, God.
She said they got one foot in the grave, is what she said.
I did not say that. I love my old people.
Well, all right.
Dude, they're like one cold away from like.
We jest and we play. We wish you every success, a healthy year. We cannot wait to see 80 for Brady. And it has nothing to do with the football game.
No.
Nothing.
Some of them.
All right. And speaking of Hotspots Queer Entertainment, here's a quick glimpse of the venues that are part of the Broward Center.
The Broward Center for the Performing Arts, Parker Playhouse, Aventura Arts and Cultural Center, Rose and Alfred Miniachi Performing Arts Center. 4 venues that together bring a wealth of excitement to our community through the performing arts. The Broward Center for the Performing Arts is the center for world-class live entertainment, arts education, special events, dining, and more.
Well, thank you, Broward Center for the Performing Arts. Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. And in supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m. each week.
Hello everyone, Nita, and Sunshine Cathedral is my queer church.
Well, next we were standing around, no, let me start again. Next, if we were standing around the LGBTQ plus water cooler, this is what we may all be talking about this week. It's sponsored by Hot Topic. And you know Hot Topic, it's an American retail chain with nearly 700 locations, specializing in countercultural related clothing and accessories, as well as licensed music. Hot Topic represents many varied interests of the LGBTQ plus community, including music, movies, graphic artists, gaming, and more. And Hot Topic features one of the largest collections of Pride merchandise in America that celebrates all aspects of the diversity of the LGBTQ plus community. Hot Topic is also a major supporter of the diversity of our community and supports many events, festivals, and nonprofit LGBTQ plus organizations. Very notable, and we admire, is their support of the Trevor Project, the LGBTQ plus community's most important voice for LGBTQ plus young people. And that is why they are the sponsor of It's Happening Out's Hot Topic. All right, this week a Reddit user account recently shared a post on gay bros telling gay users to ignore gay social media influencers on platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and avoid comparing their lives to the influencers' lives. In responding to the post, some users talked about the superficiality of life from such influencers and what the lives are that they lead. Some talked about their credit card debts, while some added to the conversation by saying even these gay influencers do not lead a life of frequent parties and hookups. There are days when they sit at home and do absolutely nothing, but they do not post it as it is not social media worthy. So we ask, what do you think? Our hot topic of the week, are there differences in Reddit gay bros, Insta gays, TikTok gays, Twitter gays? Do we see differences in where we're going to our social media?
Quick question for you. So on the Reddit, there's no pictures, right?
No
it's
pictures.
all just talking.
Well, there can be, because they can include pictures and they can include articles, but generally that's not front and center.
Got it. So I think that the people that were commenting saying that they should stay away from those social media platforms are ugly haters. And that's why they're saying that. They don't want to see, the reality is that what you put on social media is not your real life, okay? But you're an influencer. Your job is to put those things online and make it look pretty and nice so other people follow you.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
It's not that. It could be real, right? Like a lot of the shit that I post, the shit that I actually do, I'm not faking anything. But I'm not putting a moment that...
Well, that's not what your boyfriend says.
Well, I'm not doing things, I'm not posting things when I'm at my worst or sitting at home because it's fucking boring. So people that say this, you're right, it does feel like hatred. And they come after me and Chris a lot. And I'm
Why?
Over it. Because they say we're fake, they say it's not really us, it's not what we do, and that we're giving this persona like we want to be big and fat, but we don't want to be big and fat. And we're lying to our audience saying that we want to be muscular and we don't. It's like, no, we truly want to be fat, strong people. We truly want to go out. We go around the world and specifically around the US going to parties. We actually do that. But there's a lot of times where I'm at fucking home watching a movie with my boyfriend.
Just living your life.
I just sometimes story that maybe I don't post it, but you're just being a hater saying that is the
an ugly hater.
Yeah,
ugly.
But I'm giving you a false lifestyle.
Did we zero in on a word in gay community for especially a gay guy being a Karen? Have we zeroed in on a phrase that we like?
An owl?
Chad, I like.
Oh.
Chad,
I like
so
Sean.
Chad is like the general
would be a
male
good
one.
one.
It's not specifically gay or straight,
See,
but Chad.
The deliciousness
Fucker's
of
not
that,
binary.
the deliciousness of that joke is no one heard you. Thank you.
I love that. I also love that you call yourself fat. Like,
We
fuck
can't
you.
do it anymore. Apparently Karen is super racist. We can't say Karen anymore.
Yeah. Well, and here's the issue to your point. First off, what platform where you're getting this kind of hate? Is it Instagram?
So the last super big battle we had was on Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah. Instagram tends to be a little stickier. TikTok, there's zero personality or personable, like communicative engagement with your audience. They don't give a shit about you. You're going to get a lot of responses on Instagram. You're going to get a ton on Twitter. People are going to come after you.
But you're going to get more people liking you than not. There's always going to be haters, no matter what, especially in there.
Sure. No, and I brushed them off. I just find it weird that you want to go out of your way to say something
Paris
like
Hilton
that.
very famously said, please hate on me because you're engaging me and you're accomplishing exactly what I want.
Yeah.
So why not in that situation where you go, okay, bring it on, fine.
Oh no, and I don't, because I don't like that kind of conflict, right? If you want,
why are you in social media?
I do.
No publicity is bad publicity.
Right?
That's not my question, and it's a sincere question.
No, let's do it.
You know that that's going to happen, and if you don't like it and you don't like that engagement, why are you there in the first place?
Well, no, that's weird. It would be weird if I'm there for the conflict. That would be weird for me.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking from the standpoint of the value of the communication in your social media platform as an influencer is engagement. It's not whether it's good engagement or bad engagement. It's just
right.
engagement.
But if you report me, right? If you report me, and then I write back and it's hate speech, I get reported twice, right? If Al came up to me and said, hey, why do you find it interesting to post this? I just want to know where you're coming from. That's different. I'll talk to you all day long.
Yeah.
If you're like, you're a silly fag.
And I'm going to report you.
You don't answer my question, and I don't think you do, so I'm going to try again.
Let's try again.
The issue of you especially, how many Instagram followers do you have?
87,000.
Okay, so 87,000 followers of you in Instagram. To get 87,000 followers, they've seen your penis, they like the way you look, they like you making out with your boyfriend, they think you have interesting ideas, etc. All of those categories is how 87,000 followers are created in Instagram. But the fundamental issue is the pour the water and pour the sand into the bag and shake it up. And that's what you do in Instagram. You can't tell in the water and the sand and mud that you've shaken up whether it's going to be good or bad, and you don't really care because it's the follower that you want.
Sure, okay, fair enough. There are times when I post things that I know is going to stir shit up. But what I'm saying is, in regards to this article, where they're just hating for hate, is the part that bothers me.
But those people troll social media. They troll people like you.
But I'm allowed to dislike that. I'm allowed to hate it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. I'm just wondering, do you recognize your... Okay. All right.
No, of course. I'm not like oblivious. I'm not saying like shots shouldn't be fired at me. Sure. Go ahead. Let's do it. I still
You're putting yourself out there.
But I still find you to be an idiot.
Yeah. And you are an idiot, and they're jealous that they're not at the parties that you're at having a great time as you are. At the end of the day, no, it's the truth.
Say that out loud.
I just said it out loud. They are really jealous of you. All those haters out there. Hey, look at my IG if you want. FayWhat. All right? They're haters, and they're mad because they don't look as handsome as you. They don't have the talent that you have, and they're mad about it.
Are you trying to troll and steal away his followers onto your Instagram account? Is that what's going on here? You should go, damn it, no.
I'm good with the hate. I'm used to the hate. It's all good. That's my superpower is the hate. Bring it on.
Well, I know there's a certain percentage that, in your case, there are haters that are out there that are hating about everything, because I get it also on my Instagram. And the only thing I post on my Instagram are Broadway shows, concerts, patches, and travel. That's it. So it depends on what you're sharing, but my favorite thing actually is like when I'm going through my feed and you see, and a lot of gay boys are guilty of this, and you know who you are. They dress up in a suit and all of a sudden they're posting success quotes, and I'm like, bro, just go to court. You have jury duty. I know you have jury duty. I know you guys.
All of you are influencers in one way or another. The point here is what kind of influencer you are. What kind of gay are you in these different platforms? Is it important for you to have this voice to you in whatever platform that you're doing? Is it important to you?
Yes, 1,000%. I want to voice love, acceptance, and primarily.
No. That's not my question. That's admirable. My question is beyond that. Whatever your messaging is it important to have the messaging? Is it important for you to have these platforms to be able to say it? Whatever you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
why is that?
Well, for example, like when I went to Tina last week, and I always post my playbills on Facebook and Instagram. And I had a friend of mine who reached out to me and he says, every single time you post your playbill, I buy tickets for my parents to go to the show. So he's like, thanks for the reminder. So in my mind, and I'm such an advocate and passionate for the arts, for me, it's like, oh, wow, like that one post that 4 of my friends liked, someone bought tickets for an upcoming performance. And for me, that's important. And that's the platform that I want to represent.
Do you all agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me give you a counter example, and then I'll use myself as an example. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Reddit really, but I am going to get on Reddit because I do enjoy the conversations that are going on.
So right now
Reddit.
you're a Reddit stalker.
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
And principally, I'm on Facebook, and it's a 12-year-old Facebook account that is a Facebook account. So going through the days of RuPaul's Drag Race, where there would be 40 or 50 RuPaul queens on an event that I'm associated with, could drive traffic if I wanted to. I never did that. Today, it's even worse than when it was in RuPaul's days. I never talk about this. I'm not on these platforms where people constantly push. Our production made a joke this week or at the end of last week about RuPaul going onto TikTok. And the joke in the thread was, wait, RuPaul made it to TikTok before Al did. It was a really good joke. It was, by the way, David, it was a really good joke. I have no interest in going on TikTok.
And RuPaul wouldn't either if it wasn't for Sugar and Spice.
Exactly. And in Facebook. So for me, and this is the reason why I asked you about this platform. In January, I have Facebook friend requests that are 7, 8, 9, 10 months old. In January, just in January, I'm not exaggerating. I hope you'll take me at my word. I've had 1,000 friend requests in the last 20 days. 1,000. I ignore them completely because I don't care anything at all about that. It's not what I want to do. Everyone around me criticizes me and says, "Al, what are you doing? You're a moron." And I'm going, yeah, but I really don't want to.
I have like 300 friend requests that I haven't looked at either. I don't think it's an uncommon thing.
You have this show. It is the same thing.
Do you think?
It is the same thing.
Exactly the same thing.
It is. You're getting. The only thing is you're not getting like real-time response.
Okay.
Where we're seeing it.
Well, it sounds like that's good.
There's a difference.
It is good. It is good. But you also enjoy getting your message out. You also enjoy telling the news. You enjoy kind of this kind of a platform to do what it is that you like to do.
Okay.
Like what message?
Okay, I thought about it.
At least I'm saying. Yeah. Because that's it's the same thing. Like I'm not as good as you on social media. I feel like I do the same thing. A lot of the messaging is positivity, or it's branding a friend's, shirt or swimsuit.
And 8 out of 10 things that I talk about is somebody else, Faye or X or Y. No, wait, no.
But there's a difference between, and I think I'm definitely on your page with this. I want to have a presence. I want to be able to get a message out, but I don't want engagement. I don't want further discussion or argument back and forth. So that's why I like my Facebook, my frontward-facing Instagram, but I'm not going in there and fighting with anybody over comments or posting anything controversial, but I just want to be a good example that somebody can see.
Any preferences in our social media? This person that's an Insta-gay is different than a TikTok gay. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody has everything, right? But everyone reacts better in some platforms than others.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram is very personable, very. Twitter is super sexy. Twitter, you're gonna show your butthole. That's what. And then TikTok is true.
Well,
it's true.
Clearly need to get on TikTok.
You really Twitter.
Twitter.
You really do. And my feed is filled with naked people, and these are my friends. and then TikTok is for trends, it's for the younger audience, but there's no engagement there. No one's gonna DM you.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, but you married. You don't need to be DM'd.
I'm saying.
Do we think that it's interesting to me because the obvious hit here is, oh, Al, you're just this old, privileged, white, gay guy. I understand the hit because 8 out of 10 people would attack me because that's all they got. I'm going to knock you out in one punch, but okay, go ahead, do it. So I risk this question. Who cares about this? Why do we care about that? Why do we care about this social media platform or whatever the platform choice is to get this out? Because it's so inconsequential. Who cares?
It's interesting because, like, for instance, I teach social media at Miami-Dade College. This semester I'm teaching a class on social media, and a large part of it has to do with data and reporting and analytics. And we actually end the class this semester with social media addiction. and the anxiety that it causes, you know, and just the social parameters that kids are going through now that causes social media anxiety. And, you know, when they post a picture and they don't get a certain amount of likes in a certain amount of time, they're automatically like deleting the picture.
That's
or the
not
post.
dangerous? Y'all don't
And
hear
it's
the-
very
Of course, it's
dangerous.
very
It's very
dangerous.
dangerous because
high school.
All
it makes-
addictions are dangerous.
Yeah, and it is considered now an addiction, you know, because
Yeah.
people are, every single time their phone vibrates, they're like, oh, like who DM'd me or who liked something or who shared something, and everyone's looking to get retweeted. Everyone's wanting their TikToks to be shared, and that's become the obsession right now. And it's just constant
Now.
validation for who they are, because now everyone exists, their personality and persona exists on a phone and on a social media platform.
Like they can't
and
look
not
in a mirror
person.
to know that they're pretty. They
Right.
need
A filter.
they need,
They need a filter to know that they're pretty.
If Max Fenning was participating in this conversation, I very clearly hear in my head him saying, okay, boomer. I can hear him saying that. But my point of observation on TikTok, for example, when I have friends that say, you know, I sat one afternoon and I was in TikTok 3.5 hours before I realized, oh my gosh, 3.5 hours had rolled by, because they, in the algorithm, know exactly what to put in front of you next, next. How is that any different than a drug dealer?
It's not. I mean, I've gone through that rabbit hole at night when I can't sleep, and you go through like TikTok and you go through video after video after video until you fall asleep. You know,
Tell
I've
me
done that
how
too.
it's not different than a drug dealer.
I didn't say it wasn't different. I'm just saying that's a stretch. Like, sure, there's like instant gratification. There's instant validation. Like,
If you
these things are
spent 3.5 hours this afternoon on TikTok,
I don't
would
have that
you
kind
go,
of time, man. I'm sorry.
this has been a great
I
afternoon?
wish I had that kind of time.
I wouldn't. But if you watched a marathon of the Brady Bunch when you were young, would you be like, I spent a good afternoon?
Well, that,
Just like that, right?
I would appreciate you not talking about my jam that way. I'm just saying.
But it makes it a lot harder, I think, to also find people like romantically to connect. Because like when you're going to look online, some people post everything, their entire life, everybody that they have a problem with, every fight that they're in, and you're just like, I'm not going anywhere near that, because if we date, I'm going to be all over your feed.
Right.
Or then somebody who just like has no identity, and you're wondering, what's wrong with you? What are you hiding from?
Because I have gay boys that will tell the guy they're dating, how come you didn't post a picture of us together? What, you don't like me? What's going on?
I think that's where you have to fit these days. Is do you fit in how much you express your life and where you express your life?
I'm curious, as we wrap this up, anybody spending much time in Reddit?
Yeah. I don't consider it social media though, but I do spend.
Okay, so you split a hair. It definitely is social media, but I understand
I get your
point.
opinion, but
Yeah,
Sounds like an old AOL chat. Wasn't that how it used to be? Where it would have like the bulletin boards and stuff on it, right? That's what Reddit sounds like to me.
There's
like
40 million people that just said, wait, what did she say?
AOL.
Old
AOL, yeah.
But Reddit is a bit of a throwback. It's primarily text. You can only do the like an image as an attachment, or if it's related or something. But it also gets people into an actual discussion.
Okay, so I hear and I hear Max Fenning go, okay, boomer, in terms of the 300 character limit, which is getting ready to be 4,000 words, by the way, or 4,000 characters. It's getting ready to tweet right now. No. I'm talking about in terms of Twitter.
It went from
Twitter's
140 to...
It went to 140 to 300, I think.
Okay.
It's getting ready to go to 4,000.
No.
And but the one thing that I say about this in terms of the difference, Gay Bros is an interesting platform in Reddit, because they're talking about all kinds of things. And you can see the people that are just using it from the standpoint of kind of focusing some attention on them and getting a reaction. But you can see Reddit threads that are like, wow, this is good conversation as going on in America on the LGBTQ community in different ways. Trans. There's a complete lesbian Reddit that has 320,000 in the thread.
Because those girls don't go anywhere. That's why. Because they don't go anywhere. Go out, lesbians. I'm out there. Like, instead of talking to somebody on a tip type, go somewhere and talk to someone.
On the tip type.
On the tip type.
That's like Reddit and TikTok.
All right. Lots of interesting things that we discuss about the process of social media.
And you know who would, remember how we were talking about the hashtag fucker is gender neutral?
Yes,
you know who
ma'am.
would do a t-shirt like that? Hot Topic would.
Yes, they would.
Right.
And like,
And they probably have.
whose
We'll have to look.
whose first drag
trademarking
outfit
it.
was not half stuff on the topic?
Yeah, that's absolutely true. All right. Next up is our game, Shag, Marry. Wait, do you want a real answer to that question?
No, I'm just glad you don't want more detail, Al.
Luke right now is going, oh my God, does he talk to... Oh,
I married him.
whatever.
Too
I
late.
married him. All right, next up is our game, Shag, Marry, Chop. It is sponsored by Andrew Christian. Our playful game is a playful conversation about sex. Andrew Christian is a literal representation of that playfulness and the world's most recognized sexy fashion brand for men. Iconic names like Trophy Boy, their swimsuits, their underwear are just the start of Andrew Christian. Founded by and dedicated to the LGBTQ plus community, Andrew Christian has become a status symbol for straight men wanting to adopt the style that Andrew Christian represents. The brand's support of our community is unparalleled. Pride events, major parties, and charitable fundraisers, and many of the issues that have become critical to the gay community are all supported by Andrew Christian. And by the way, we congratulate Andrew Christian himself for making last year's prestigious Out 100 list. His brand presence in pop culture, entertainment, video, and so much more is why Andrew Christian is our sponsor of this interesting segment called Shag, Marry, Chop. All right, it's time. Our theme this week, of course, what's going on all over the country, record snowfall, and the ski resorts are full. Gay boys and girls are skiing everywhere.
I was just at Mount Pocono and Camelback. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
Full with people.
What did you say? Is that a sex
Mount
position?
Pocono.
And Camelback.
Camelback Beach.
Yeah, we were talking about real ski resorts.
That's Pennsylvania. That's real skiing.
It's up in
That
the
was not a
Mountains.
sex joke. Those are real
no, that's
places.
serious.
That sounds like a Lexington power driver.
Oklahoma bareback.
I would go there.
Wait, I'm laughing at Jonathan's joke and that there's real skiing in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
All right, it's ski season. So here are the hottest skiers. And that's who we're going to play Shag, Marry, Chop with. And we're going to play with Gus Kenworthy and Ted Ligety and, of course, Matt Margetts. Okay.
Ah,
let's
okay, got it.
do the Gen Zer. Let's start with you. Who's sexy here that you're going to shag?
I think, personally, Gus is the sexiest, and for me, personally, because he is also a tits out kind of guy. And I'm very here for that, so I'm going to shag him. Ted looks like he could take me down the ski mountain and just show me how to work a pole, so I'm going to marry that man.
Wow.
And I guess I'll be chopping Matt. It's weird, I just don't like long hair, and that's long hair to me.
Really? Long hair is a deal breaker for you?
Yeah, you know, you'd think I'd like to grab onto something while plowing, but
yeah,
I'm not plowing snow tonight.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And Jonathan.
Yeah, grit your teeth at that one.
Casanas, who are you shagging?
Shag. Okay,
Yeah,
so shag.
that's the game.
Yeah.
We've only done it for 4 years.
Mary. I'm gonna shag Matt. I don't really know Matt, but this video seems kind of fun for him. I don't like. Let me go in order. So we're shagging
4 years. This is the game.
We're
4 years.
We're marrying Gus.
Okay.
Why
Gus?
know Gus. I don't know Gus. I'm saying he's the only.
Do you know anything he's done?
Recognizable.
The Bachelor.
Right.
The Bachelor who
But he's
turned
also
gay.
he's also killing the slopes right now in this video.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at
Yeah.
at the same time. And Ted has like the best highlight reel here on the screen right now, but I don't know him from shit, and I think the other guys are cuter, so that's where I'm at.
Remind me of the Bachelor that turned out gay.
Colton Underwood.
Colton,
Right.
thank you, Underwood.
Not
Best
that I
friend.
watch.
That's a porn. Come on.
What was the Netflix show, Being Colton or Growing Up Colton?
Nobody watched that
or-
shit.
I watched every second.
No, but he
It's
was
something
also,
that's like
he was
coming
here
out
for,
Colton
for
or
Pride,
something.
Miami Beach
Yeah,
Pride, wasn't
that's
he?
right.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. All right. Interesting. And Kal Gajraj, who would you shag?
I'm gonna shag Gus because I think it's super sexy that he's out there like in a leotard, like
you.
skiing. Like he's hot. I mean,
He
that's,
is hot.
You know, so I'm gonna definitely shag Gus. I'm gonna marry Matt.
You know what's interesting about Gus, and I'm curious if y'all would continue. My impression, I met him once. He's smaller than you would think. He's
5'10".
He's 5. Well, but I'm not talking about just the height. I'm talking about he is very demure, very athletic, obviously.
I'm not 5'9".
Yeah.
Take offense.
But
was that like a lesbian or something?
yeah.
He's flexible.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
I love it.
Right. Does that make any difference to you that
No.
he's smaller?
No,
Yeah.
doesn't make any difference.
It doesn't matter.
No. So I'm gonna marry Matt.
So you want to go bigger, is what you're saying?
When I marry Matt?
Oh my.
Well, I mean, did you see the way he picked up that log? I mean, I want him to pick me up the way he picked up that log. So I'm going to marry Matt, and then I'm going to chop Ted because he looks like he's a ginger, and I'm not really that big fan of a ginger because they don't have souls.
Somebody's been watching too much South Park.
Yeah. Really?
Really?
Why is that?
Have you not watched South Park?
Wow.
Oh, got it? Okay. Okay.
That's it. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. There you go.
That went
Wow. I'm just stunned here. And Mark, whatever your last name is, who are you, Shaggy?
Pettitt.
So I have very
Never gonna get that.
Pettitt, like Mark Pettitt. Oh.
Yeah.
So
Mark Pettitt.
that's right. So Shag is going to be Ted because he has 3 kids. So I know that he can do it right, and I know that he probably does not have that many options like to play around. So letting him shag me would be just incredibly generous of me. So he would be the shag.
A charity
I know.
you are.
I know.
Sweet guy.
And humble. Don't forget that.
You're a philanthropist.
Luke,
A man for the
Luke's watching this show right now going, what
No, Luke's
did
like,
I get into?
he's finally being himself on that show. That's probably what Luke is saying. So then
Mary.
I would have to marry Gus because he did walk baby gay Colton all the way through his coming
That's
out.
exactly what it was.
Introduced him to gay NFL people that he didn't know
Wouldn't
existed.
you love that as mentor gay,
Yeah, of
bringing you
course.
into the world?
That's
He
why-
did a
that's
really
why
good
you marry
job with
him.
Mentor.
And to agree with this one, I've got to chop Matt because the long hair, if you're just shagging, it's no offense.
You
it's
tie
in-
it back.
It's in your mouth. If you marry him, it's going to be all in the sink. I'm not a
No
long
offense
hair.
to your
No
hair.
offense to me or my hair. We're not
Well,
sleeping
no.
together anytime soon, Mark. So don't worry
Well,
about
and
it.
if we are, you're on the bottom. Which I know would be a first, but it's got to happen sometime.
He's a dog
I
top.
can
What do you
almost
mean?
guarantee you.
Wait, are you
That is
Hey,
not what is
we
happening.
did it. I did it.
About time, Mark. It took you like 8 shows, motherfucker.
That on the gag there.
This is, I think, show 16. Congratulations. It only took you 140 hours. Great. All right, Faye, and who are you going to shag?
Okay, so for the Lily White version of Shag, Marry, Chop, thank you so much.
Wait,
The white as snow version.
Yeah.
The powder
Wait,
version.
wasn't that what it
Powder
was?
version.
What?
Powder version.
Don't you think people like me all over America are just so offended that you would go this white version of?
No,
No.
of course
Impression.
not. They're used to hearing
No.
that from everyone.
Yeah.
Sheesh. All right. All right. So I am going to shag Gus.
Yes.
Okay,
that's a good
listen.
choice.
I tried skiing while I was in PA. That shit's not easy.
No.
And it's expensive.
Yeah,
That's for
it's-
white people right there. No wonder all of them are white. Latinos can't afford that
Yeah.
shit. Anyway, but that's not easy. It really isn't. So I think that shagging, look at that body. I mean, that's core to the max right there, right? So I'm shagging the hell out of Gus. I'm gonna marry Tad Liggity because I just want to be called Faye Liggity. And
Real Faye Liggity, please
I
stand up.
really think that he would have a great time with Teresa. He likes to lift
Liggity?
weights. She likes to lift weights, and I think it would be a good dynamic. You know, I mean,
Hey, liggity, split.
right?
Liggity.
Hey, Liggity.
I like
Lick
that.
it. And that means I'm going to chop Matt.
Wow.
Listen, I can't be with a guy that uses more hair products than me. I just can't.
Long hair, I'm telling you.
There it is. You know.
You know
you're
why?
good, don't
You know
worry.
why I'm not playing this game? You want to know why?
Why?
Because in January of 2020, I went to the Aspen. I was invited out to Aspen for the Gay Ski Week.
It just happened.
And it just happened. Came back. And it was, it had been canceled since then. And while I was there, I fell.
Oh.
And it knocked me out. And I was knocked out for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And when it came to...
And you blended into the snow?
And yeah, I was very...
No?
That's a
The
white
orange,
joke.
the orange glasses are all you saw.
Oh, you saw the orange glasses. And you were like, who knocked down the snowman? Go pick that up.
Wait, isn't there like a little penguin with orange glasses?
Hateful. And so I went back and I went to bed. Didn't do the events. Aspen was amazing. The gay ski week. The next morning, I stepped up out of bed. I stood up and I fell right into the floor.
Oh.
And I got to the bathroom. I got sick as a dog. Crawled into the living room. I was with somebody. Crawled into the living room, got into a lounge chair, and the room was literally spinning. I mean, virtually spinning. Did this for about an hour. The person I was with helped get me to the hospital, to the emergency room in Aspen, which is like, 3 beds or something.
Oxymoron.
And they kept me there for 20 minutes before they put me on a helicopter and evac'd me to Denver. And I was in Denver and saw 20 doctors in 4 days and had a concussion, water in the brain. And even today, much better, obviously, but even today, sometimes when I wobble,
So that explains it. Now that explains it.
it's what it is. Skiing is dangerous. So next time I go, I'll do all.
And you would do it again after that happened to you?
I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Wow. I won't ski.
That's crazy. White people
I
shit,
snowboard, and snowboarding is cool, but in skiing, your legs can go in different directions. Yeah. I will never do it.
I thought you'd be used to that, Mark.
I've never been.
Yeah, but they only go as far back as my ears.
No, further, gotta go. It's fun.
Have you?
The best ski week, Aspen's fantastic. The best ski week is Whistler. Whistler Pride is a ski winter event, and I believe it's in April. It's amazing.
Best skiing is in Tobyhanna, Pennsylvania. Go check it out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Pocoho.
Pocoho bareback special. Okay, all right. With soap.
I'll do the bunny slopes.
Yeah.
I'll bet you.
How about the bear slopes?
You would be the bunny slope. With someone shagging and marrying and chopping, let me remind you of what we love about Andrew Christian.
Show technology features a hidden comfy cup that acts like a cock ring. You put your dick and balls in, and it lifts up and up. It features our signature slimming waistband. It's great for everyday support, going to the gym, or just when you want to enhance it. Show It Tech adds up to 1.5 inches to your current frontal measurements. Show everyone what you're working with Show It Tech. Get it now at andrewchristian.com.
Well, thank you, Andrew Christian. Well, it's time to say goodnight. So let's hear from our host from one final time. And let's begin with you, Cameron. Good night from you.
Good night, everyone. It's a pleasure to be back. I just wanted to make sure everyone knows to get tested, take your meds, and know your status.
And where are you working at now?
I'm working at Ball Beachwear in Wilton Manors, Wilton Shops. I'm working at Tap That Ash in Wilton Manors, Wilton Shops. And I'm an insurance auditor, so if you need somebody, please call me.
All right, excellent. And Jonathan Casanas?
I'm just glad to be back. I feel like I haven't been here in a very long time. I'm not sure if that was
intentional.
But I'm so happy to see you guys. I'm so happy everybody's doing well. I love you. Good night.
Yeah, and get the plug in on Ocho.
Yeah, so Gay Ocho Festival is happening February 19th. We've expanded 2 more blocks. It's going to be huge. VIP is going to be disgusting. We have a super big surprise for VIP. Maybe some elevation.
Ooh.
Maybe next to the stage.
Okay.
Maybe some better food. We never know. So just, go to Gay Ocho Festival and Instagram. Check it out. It's going to be...
I found out something about Gay Ocho just this week, which I did not know.
What?
Somebody was talking about Gay Ocho. It's the largest Latino LGBT festival in America. I didn't know that. I knew it was big, but I didn't know that.
It is. That's it. We've lost count. Before, the police would give us a head count as to how many people will come in and out of the festival. And we really tapped out at 80,000 or so.
Wow.
But at this point, it becomes too hard. We can't really get a good idea of how many people were there. But
Awesome.
Yeah.
Free, come and show up.
Yes, it's free.
Yeah, and they have this thing like, I forget what it's called, but it's basically the girls' alley. And think of the nastiest possible implementation. Last year, Faye was on that stage, of course. She was at the end of the tunnel.
All the gay boys were there with me. All the gay boys were there at Lynn's Girls Center.
All the gay boys got the joke.
Thank
Faye's
you.
going, I'm going to talk right over it.
I know she threw granny panties at me last year.
And they weren't my own.
And, right? And Kal Gajraj, what's on your mind? Your good night.
My good night. So the beginning of this year has been absolutely incredible. I look back at, my social media and my agenda book and everything and just see the amount of events that I've actually been to over the last couple of weeks. And if the last couple of weeks is any foreshadowing to what this year is going to be, it's going to be a fantastic year. Yeah. And I'm super excited about that. I'll be back in February, so I'm not here next week. So I'm really excited to wrap up this month with you guys.
Tell us real quick about the White House program.
So I applied to be part of the 2023-2024 White House Fellow class. So I completed my applications. It was a series of essays that you have to write based off of public policy and all these different things, and you needed to have several different recommenders, and Al was one of my recommenders, and thank you so much.
What did you write in his letter, Al?
All lies.
Use artificial intelligence to do the whole thing.
I lied. Oh, I probably shouldn't say it. I lied. And no, I said great things. And I got a message back. I believe I'm going to be involved in an interview on him. They're going to check my lies, I guess.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. They're doing their due diligence now and contacting like Al and all my recommenders, and I won't hear anything if I go to the next level until March.
Oh, wow.
So it's very like kept secret. My recommenders will know, but I'll find out in March if I get to make it to the next level for a national interview.
Yeah, awesome.
You're gonna find your husband in DC.
Yeah.
I love DC. I love
I
DC.
can't wait.
Yeah.
I want to be a senator's wife so bad.
And you will be.
Funny. And this is the truth. It's absolutely the truth. Kal, being a person of color in LGBT, he's probably one of the top ends of representation of what, in this horrible environment that we're watching in Florida, and still can be successful. He's a top representation of that. And while I would hate to lose you out of South Florida, because we love you here, Washington is probably a perfect place for you to live, to be honest with you. It's the gayest percentage city in America.
But we could do a new show. It's from It's Happening Out to the White House.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh. Yeah. I'm not sure I'm going to like after getting this. And
what's really interesting, though, is that if I do get in, when I do get in, it'll be the last 6 months of the Biden administration and the first 6 months of whoever the new administration is after that. So that's going to be really
DeSantis
interesting.
is going to move with you.
Oh my God! Don't say that.
Who's next?
Two Florida boys going to the White House.
Exactly. That's kind of brings my entire right. And a good night from Mark, Moffat, Pettitt, Petty, whatever your name is.
Well, to everyone at this table except for Al. No, seriously, everybody, thank you guys so much for your support, for your friendship. It was a very big part of what made those days special, was knowing that whether you were there in person, virtually, or just with congratulations, that was pure love on that day. So thank you guys so much. I'm also not going to be here, going on a honeymoon for a couple of weeks.
Where are you going to go?
To the Southern Caribbean.
Nice.
On a cruise.
Yes.
Oh, what ship?
The Celebrity Equinox, which
awesome.
I believe you were on their very first.
I was on the first cruise of the Equinox.
Yeah, so we are going to
If
be
you
having.
see his name and number on one of the bathrooms, you know.
He was also on the first cruise of the Titanic.
Yeah, I knew. I didn't even look up because I knew somebody on this side of the table was going to add that ageist joke. Congratulations.
I did it for you, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. And
I didn't have to.
Yes.
And FayWhat? A good night from you.
I'm so happy to be around the table with you boys again. I love you guys. I love Kal the most.
Thank you.
Just wanna let
You hear that, Trinidaddy? Can you say that again?
In other gateways are going, thank God. He doesn't like me the best.
Are there subtitles too? Like, can we get
we got closed
captioning?
I assure you.
Jeez, listen, it is always great to be around the table with you boys. Folks at home, listen, I still have 3 applications for 3 new friends, all right?
She
updated
it to one more. 2.
I have a chance.
Now there's 3?
I had to throw one other person out.
Oh.
This weekend is my Hollywood
Wait, am I
Pride.
still on the list?
You're always on the list.
This is like the Faith
You
Fellowship.
are like on the permanent
Faith
list.
Fellowship.
Even
That's
when
what
I'm
we
mad
should
at
call
you,
it.
even when I'm mad at you, you're still on the list.
Right, Faye?
Yeah.
It's the Faith Fellowship.
It's what is it? John Mahler, he calls them the Fae Fags.
wow.
I don't know why he does that. But anyway, all right. So Saturday and Sunday, it's My Hollywood Pride. It's coming. It's a fun family event. Come on through. I think it's their second year. Our friend Velda Lenore is going to be there hosting the stage. We've also got the beautiful Mr. Jonathan Casanas is going to be performing at 2 p.m. So get there early. It's going to be a lot of fun. And our own Misty Eyes is going to be doing the drag queen story time. Yeah. All right, which is a beautiful thing. Yeah. I hope the Proud Boys come. I'm ready, mofos. Yeah. It's going to be a wonderful event. So look up the information online and join us there because we're going to be there.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, that's it. Another week with It's Happening Out. You sat right here at literally the proverbial LGBTQ plus kitchen table as we kiki on some of the things that are important to our community. We invite you to follow our 501c3 nonprofit experiment. Is our LGBTQ plus community important to you? Our mission at Hotspots and Happening Out means it is deeply important to us. Pick up Hotspots magazine on newsstands all over South Florida. Queer News Tonight, covering the LGBTQ plus news of South Florida, America, and our world, is daily and live at 8 p.m. on Roku, Apple Television, and many other television platforms. You can watch the FayWhat show every Monday at 9 a.m. or on demand on Roku and Apple Television. And our flagship is with you here tonight, every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Every single Wednesday since September of 2019. It's Happening Out has been on the air, including every single Wednesday through pandemic, every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Because remember, if it's important to you, it's happening out. Until next time, good night.
Bye. Peace out.
LGBTQ plus news is vital for our community and for the broader world as a whole. We have enough enemies at Fox News. Tucker, Sean, and Laura are loud. We need passionate allies. Happening Out Television Network, Queer News Tonight, and It's Happening Out are literally out of the closet and into the headlines. Our community needs your support. Like this broadcast and subscribe now to ensure the growth of the entire LGBTQ plus